in
Oh,
now.
damn it.
Oh. Oh.
Missed the chance for explicitives.
So, last time when we left our heroes, they were recovering from unconsciousness as they had been uh, assaulted by a
It's one way to
lich.
put it.
Um, would anyone like to do a quick summary of the last adventure?
Sunny?
I didn't
She
have it
did
written
take
out.
notes.
It's the one. I mean, like I could do it. I'm annoyed at myself for missing the opportunity for actually having a fully written out story. I mean, anyway, not from Sunny's perspective because that is full of fictionalized retellings that don't take place at all. It involves a 10-minute long battle sequence after we went down between Delmar and the Lich. Anyway, what happened was this: we all met together through our various different contacts, and in order to help out with an assault on a lich. The main force was going to be attacking above ground on her tower, while us were, us the little guys who were supposed to be beneath her power, beneath her uh, her bothering to even look at us. We're going to sneak in down through her tunnels in order to try to find her phylactery and destroy it while they kept her busy. Her name was Zaldara. Unfortunately, yeah, the Baroness of Rot, I believe. Hold on, I have this somewhere. Anyway,
Duchess of Rot. But close
Duchess of
enough.
Rot. Close enough. Anyway, unfortunately, we spent half the time falling and getting knocked unconscious through different, hands, just hands everywhere, and spent a little bit too long on a door trying to get through it. We're afraid that we were going to get sucked into the abyss by a tentacle monster. And even though we had found a pseudo dragon friend who was able to help us guide through most of the area and skip a lot of that, we unfortunately did not get to Phylactery in time, and she showed up. She knocked us out with one spell, and then, of course, had the most epic battle of wit with Delmar no one has ever seen.
My plan it was shitty.
It was.
My plan. It's
So, the Duchess of Rot took your unconscious bodies.
Oh, yeah.
She stabilized you and took you back to the assembled forces that were assaulting her tower and cut a deal. She traded you for her own freedom. The assault would be called off, and the combined forces of the Harpers and the Order of the Gauntlet would agree to disperse and not return for at least a year. This was the deal that was made in order to recover all of you alive. Ramalia Haventree and Sindra Sylvain, the leaders of the group, felt that enough life had been lost that day, including Onfar Froom, that it was worth making this bargain.
They were really nice.
In parting, Zaldara mentioned that it seemed that this curse was originating from somewhere in Chult. All of you, after recovering, returned to Baldur's Gate, and Sindra asked you all to stay on with her as she wanted to do more research, perhaps less dangerous research, before mounting an expedition to Chult to attempt to find the source of the curse. Before we continue, though, I thought it would be fun. Sindra is sort of a cipher right now, and it would be fun for you guys to help to define this mentor. So,
about it.
Uh-huh. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to go around in alphabetical order by character name.
Gasp.
I know. Crazy talk.
But we're using, the common alphabet. So actually K is first and T is last.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that T is first. Let me look at my... Yeah, T is definitely first.
It's always come first for me.
We're using my alphabet, and I'll just tell you when you go. How's that? So, first up, what gods, if any, does Syndra worship, Dawnflower?
That's a good question for which I am absolutely not prepared. I mean, I don't really know the gods of her land all that well. But, I mean, she seems to me like a very fair person. And she's a merchant, right? That's how I met her to traveling.
If she's a merchant, that would be Joaquin.
Joaquin sounds like a good choice. I was looking for my list of gods, but if you can spare me the flip-flipness, I will accept it.
I can.
Amazing.
So, Delmore, what is one of Syndra's personality traits? And as we do these, keep in mind she is a merchant. She is nobility. She's a former adventurer. So give me one of her two personality traits. Like it would be...
When I set my mind to something, I follow through no matter what gets in my way.
Okay, I like it.
The Terminator.
I have
need you to
answers
stop
written down.
being so damn aggressive.
No.
No.
Okay. Koschik, what's another personality trait of hers?
Meatballs?
Maybe.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. She has exceptional patience for stupidity out of just sheer sympathy.
That's why she likes
like
us
that
so
was-
much.
That was an incredibly targeted response. Like, did everyone look at their character sheet and be like, "Oh, fuck, he's talking about me"? I know
I
I
thought
did.
about
talking about
Tyrius.
me.
I don't know about you. I thought about Tyrius.
Yeah.
I was
Alright.
just thinking about me and Tyrius looking at, bugs instead of the button on the pillar.
I just wanted to make her seem compassionate, but in more than just saying she's compassionate, and that sounded like a fun way.
Compassionate
Nope, you made
and
her sound like a
condescending.
bitch.
I like it. Marnie, what is her ideal?
I distribute the money I acquire to the people who really need it. So she kind of like looks out for those who may be a little weaker than her or in need.
I like it. Let's see. Next up is Sunny. What is her bond?
I just realized, like, man, you guys are really getting these. You guys throwing these out really well. I'm surprised you remember that many different random bonds. No, he said specifically that she's an adventurer. Damn it! Hold on. I'm flipping through that she's a merchant. So.
Well, you don't have to choose from the merchant bonds. Feel free.
Yeah,
Because I said she's also a noble, and she's also an adventurer. You could pick folk
Speak
hero
points.
or make
You
something
can
up.
also, make them up.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that. I'm gonna go with my favorite one on this one. I'm in love with the heir of a family that my family despises.
Ooh,
Give her a little bit of love life.
that is a good one. I remember
Who could
looking
it be? Ooh.
Is the son
Exciting.
of the giant lord.
No, it's not. But I
Who
like
would
it.
ever do that? That's
One of
so
the
dumb.
merchant princes. That'd be cool.
Okay, Tyrius, what is her flaw?
She believes in the greater good at the expense of others.
So, way to go in not picking any everybody in not picking any that contradicted last week.
Well, we try not to
If we
make
had
your
picked
life
things,
harder.
we would pick things like she just hates ignorant adventurers.
She will never sacrifice dumb adventurers.
Yep.
She loves people that start or name with the letter M.
So
Way it is.
let's see. We've got 2 left. I'm going to just throw them out there if anybody has a good idea for them. First, we know that she died during the trouble with the cult of the dragon. But how did she die?
An arrow to the knee that would just really hit a vein, and it's just unfortunate.
No.
We don't have to go with this. It was more
She's
of
a wizard, right? Not a sorcerer?
She's a wizard.
Okay.
I have an answer for the next question.
Casting spells from inside the bowels of a green dragon, just shooting lightning bolts through its ribcage from the inside, where they are weak to all the things.
I like it.
She set off the lightning bolt, and the fumes inside of the dragon exploded.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yes.
That's badass.
It's badass as she was projectilely rocket fired out of the ass.
In multiple directions.
Oh, no. When she fires off this lightning bolt, the dragon itself explodes, and she is left standing there covered in gore, but she has inhaled too many fumes, and she collapses.
Standing there, the dragon was 300 feet above the ground.
She's a wizard.
Didn't consider her escape plan.
She's a wizard, Tyrius.
Exploded onto the rocks.
Magic.
Last thing she does is cast Featherfall as she dies.
Exactly.
She polymorphs into a goldfish.
She does a superhero landing. All of her friends are happy, and she collapses and dies.
I love it.
How was she brought back to life?
There is a grove not many people know about.
Nice!
If you plant a body part there once every 10 years, it will regrow that person.
Oh, I thought you were going to steal from Acquisition Inc. and have them
Nope.
transport.
They planted her finger and they grew a Syndra.
They grew a Syndra.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Very cool.
How many days did it take?
Probably a year.
A
That
whole
works.
year. to make
I got a
whole
full
season.
montage in my head of it. So
Yeah, I
cool.
think it's decent.
So after you return to Baldur's Gate, Syndra goes into full-on research mode, and starts mapping out a plan for gathering as much information about Chult as possible. First, just exhaustively interviewing Dawnflower and Koschik, although it turns out she herself has been to Chult many times, and as part of her business. She takes several of you on different expeditions. Sometimes she sends you out on your own expeditions to gather information for her. So I would like each of you just to tell me about one experience you had with Syndra. There's a 6-week period between between when you fought the Lich and when you're going to depart for Chult. So during that 6 weeks, at some point you had an experience with Syndra personally that affected you. And I would like to know about it.
I didn't think about that.
So we are going to go in reverse order this time. So, Tyrius.
Can I describe stuff that happens behind closed doors between the sheets? Yes or no?
I would prefer not.
Damn it, Brian! That's like my only thing.
Well,
I imagine
only because
I had like 4 pages written for that.
She's sick, and pieces of her skin are falling off, and she
kinda
smells
yucky.
like death. Well, you're a paladin of the Raven Queen, so maybe that's not a problem.
Listen here. I don't slut shame, and I damn sure don't body shame, Brian. Listen, I imagine that despite her empathic nature and the fact that she is an intrepid hero that should be celebrated across the lands, up and down the taverns, that Tyrius does not really appreciate how casually so many were sacrificed. Of course, this is a huge deal. Of course, this needs to be dealt with, but these are big numbers, and there's a lot of little fish that were thrown to deal with a big fucking big mouth bass, because those are terrifying predators in Michigan. This was like a really poorly planned operation, so I imagine he probably gives her the cold shoulder for a while, and she sees that, and she is the type of person that takes action, nips this in the bud, and forces him to, like, hey, can you come on this expedition with me? I don't want to go. Well, you're coming. And during that time, she really spends a lot of time talking about the things that she's done and the people that she's helped, and lets him, through like forced cohabitation, see that she's, maybe the plan wasn't the best because Tyrius was involved, but the intentions were good, the person's good, and the effort is still good, and kind of gets him back on board.
So when the expedition that you go on with her turns out is not actually a research expedition. She takes you with her to finalize some business arrangements before she goes on a long expedition. Just some to see like her business managers and various captains of her ships and whatnot, to give them their instructions. And you discover, she never comes right out and says it, but listening to what's going on and paying attention, after a while you do come to realize that she has made arrangements for every one of the people who were killed in that failed attack on the Lich's Tower. She's devoted the majority of her wealth to be put into trust for them, should the curse be broken, to have them resurrected.
That is pretty noble.
And she hasn't told the Harpers about it, or the Order of the Gauntlet, because you come to realize that she doesn't seek attention. She just does what she feels like needs to be done. Next up is Sunny. She is not part of the Harpers. She is affiliated with the Harpers.
Got it. Yeah, she wasn't one of the people then. There's somebody else there who was. Yeah,
that's yep. Remy Haventree, Remalia, yeah. Lady Remalia.
I don't know what happened, on our little adventure. She worked with me, I'm assuming, to tease out some information from different people. However, during that time, while I did help her, of course, I spent most of the time just pestering her and trying to find out more about her life story. And I discovered the story of the dragons and the exploding dragon. And I probably made it even look cooler, as instead of just her dying, it was like the dragon exploded into a mushroom cloud. Mm-hmm. And she descended out of it untouched. And then, anyway,
and died of a broken heart afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. So I really dressed it up. During which, though, I noticed that while she's answering me, she will stop me and ask and say, "All right, if I'm going to answer questions, you have to answer questions yourself." And then, I ask questions, she'll ask a question. And at first, she goes with whatever I say, and then I start realizing that she's obviously doesn't believe me, and despite that, I still continue on, and eventually she convinces me to actually tell my story and can tell her all about where I came from and how my upbringing happened and everything like that. And she's the only person I ever told about that, and she understood and she was sympathetic.
And you find that when you tell her, she's not really surprised. It's not that she has a really great poker face or anything, but you feel like she probably had already put that all together and was waiting for you to tell her.
What a nice lady.
Marnie,
I don't want her to die, guys.
Marnie.
Thinking on that a little more. I'm thinking a big, the question is like how we met, or like a big moment for us.
Just a moment you had. So you've met. You went through this battle
Yeah.
with Lich together, and now there's a period of time, maybe about 6 weeks, where she is taking you guys all over the Sword Coast. She's a wizard. She casts teleportation and literally just bamfs you from city to city to the Candlekeep Library to, anywhere you can think of, as she's going rooting out every little piece of information. She's going full on yarn on the wall on the corkboard about what's going on with this death curse. And so just describe to me one scene during this 6-week period that had an effect on your character.
In the process of going through these travels, Marnie has been known in her life as a guide, and she's studied Chult, and she's started to feel like she could guide the team through there. But there was a spot that they were going to that she wasn't as familiar with, so she bought a map, but made the unfortunate mistake of not looking at it until the time for its use was at hand. So as they came up a certain steep mountainside to get to this kind of like out of the way cave location, she consulted the map to look for the safe paths to navigate this mountain, and found that the map was not of the right location. But fortunately for Marnie, judgment was not thrown onto her abilities, and generally, Syndra didn't even let the other members of the team know that there was a mistake made, but worked with her to find the right path through her use of perception and reading the landscape versus an academic approach.
And she actually ended up encouraging you to use your abilities as opposed to using her own to get you out of the problem. And made it visible to the party without being obvious about it that she was relying on you to do the navigating. And made you feel much, much better about your mistake. And afterwards, when you were alone, she explained to you that small mistakes and mistakes of good intention aren't anything to be ashamed of, but that remember that you can always rely on yourself. Kostya.
Perfect.
Okay, so so fearing that Zaldara, that was the Lich, right? Might actually go back on her word in some way. There were some patrols in the area, just making sure that none of her agents were around. And in one such case, Koshik was out with Syndra, right? Yeah, good. And they came upon one of their sort of sentries who was in fact dead. It turns out he was not killed by some undead agent or anything, but nonetheless he was done. Koshik happened to make some kind of comment which might have seemed pointed but was really kind of oblivious about how how death is natural and really why fight it beyond a certain point, just musing as he would, and comments about how I think it was Tyrius said something about Zaldar or the Liches before about how they're an abomination of fate. But Koshik says that they're masters of fate rather than abominations of fate. And it's no wonder because they're so strong and they are masters of death, and the normal rules don't really seem to apply to them. I sort of lost my train of thought there, but Syndra sort of explained that, like, yes, while death is inevitable and should be at a certain point, sometimes you have to defy death in order to make sure that there is some kind of balance against these so-called masters of death and masters of fate. And she just sort of makes Kojic think about that in a different way than he would otherwise.
And she also talks with you, and it's not so much at you, but simply discusses with you and draws out your own opinions on ends versus the means, as she explains that the means that liches use to master death are not the same as the means other people use to come back. That, using divine magics and gifts from the gods is different from stealing the souls of others to prolong your own life. And it's through some frank discussions when, she realizes how Koschik is, and the two of them have some long, open talks, and she spends time allowing Koschik to explore some of his own opinions and start actually forming some rather than parroting opinions he had heard before. And he finds it interesting. Delmore.
Delmore went with Syndra to Candlekeep to visit the monks, acquire lore, knowledge, or whatever. And on their way back, they were intercepted on a roadway because she didn't want to teleport, don't know why, by Felidar Guardians. Felidar Guardians guard the story of Felidar. Felidar was a fae. He wasn't quite a lord, wasn't really, peasantry. Middle road kind of thing. Felidar found 2 gold tablets buried in the Feywild. He translated them from Celestial into Sylvan using a hat, and he became much more powerful somehow, so he buried the golden slabs back in the ground, and he rules over a small part of the Feywild, and they like to guard his story, tell people, spread it around, their message, that kind of thing. And we took them into a tavern and had a nice long talk with them, and really got into the, societal differences between the Feywild, their faith, and the material plane faith. And that was our little interaction.
Okay, what did Delmore learn from Syndra? What did he take away? How did that help him grow
He
closer
took away
to her?
that talking to people that you would normally brush off as unimportant, not as intelligent, is not always a great thing. The listening to people, no matter what you believe, is always going to result in some information gained.
Okay, good. Dawnflower.
Okay. I was a little nervous at first because I hadn't thought of anything, but the answer is obvious. It's drugs, you guys. So Dawnflowers was just walking, probably stumbling around the castle where she shouldn't be, just because she's walking around and she's looking at stuff. And she saw Syndra, who was, having a more, not a personal moment, but a more quiet, by herself moment. And as the curse progresses, she was feeling a little in pain. And, there's a lot of responsibilities that come with a role. So Dawnflower approached her and, suggested that they do as she would back in her tribe, and they shared the peace pipe and just discussed about the weight of responsibility, being in charge of people. Dawnflower's tribe is much smaller and her responsibilities are different, but they just shared and learned from each other's way of dealing with these types of helping people mostly. And just chilled and hung out and talked and stuff. Yeah.
Excellent. So, after about 6 weeks of research and information gathering, Sindra tells you all to take a couple of days off to relax, but to meet her back in the morning of the third day. And she goes into her study to go into collation mode, as it were, to start putting everything together. And you spend some time in the city, in Baldur's Gate. Sorry, lost my train of thought too. Not much happens. You come back to Syndra's in a few days, and when you arrive, she welcomes you in, has you all sit at her dining table. Breakfast is brought out for you, and you see an unopened letter and a small wooden box on the table. Beside it is a leather folder, and you can tell that this is a packet of papers that are wrapped in leather to keep them waterproof. And she looks at all of you and she says, "Well, I had intended to have us ready to go today, and we receive a letter." Sindra has been deteriorating more than I think you might have expected. Her skin is now pale gray. These black veins extend all through it, up even across her cheeks. Her eyes are clouding over. Her voice is much hoarser than it used to be. Her hair is stringy and brittle. And she's taken to, when she goes out, wearing a heavy, voluminous cloak with the hood up and gloves so that no one can see. But around you and in her home, she does not. She says, "I thought you would like to be here when I open it." And she shows you the seal on the letter. And it is from your friend,
The Lich.
the Lich.
Oh.
She's not really our friend, though. I mean,
It's just nerds in all capital letters.
Sindra cracks the seal and reads the letter out loud to you. It's brief. It says, "I have enjoyed seeing you scurry about, gathering your little bits of information. I wish you luck in Chult, for you will need it. Rumor says Saz Tam, the leader of the Red Wizards of Thay, has sent his apprentice to claim the Soul Monger."
The Huda Wada?
SOUL MONGER.
Something that gathers souls.
Mongers them, perhaps.
I mean, that sounds like what we've been talking about, right? Souls aren't getting to the afterlife, so they can't come back?
She continues to read. "I believe this is the thing you seek, though I know not where it lies. It would be better if Saz Tam and his cohorts did not acquire it. Best of luck. I shall be watching." And she looks at all of you and she says, "There's a postscript here. It says, if you are concerned for Elonast, He asked that I finally release him, and I have. In the box is proof.
Oh,
I am as good
no.
as my word. And when she opens the box, you see a little dismembered head.
Oh, that's so
I take it back. I take it back.
We're not going to Cholt. I'm fucking steering the ship a different direction. We're going after the Lich.
So mean. No, but if we take care of the problem in Chult first, then we can raise the little dragon friend.
I was really surprised at how polite she was, and then the postscript happened.
So
Yeah.
hold on a second. This thing is
Oh.
targeting anyone who's resurrected through any means and comes back.
Mm-hmm.
What's the end of a Lich ceremony? Don't you die? Doesn't this thing affect Liches too?
Would you like to
Liches
roll
are-
Arcana, or are you asking Cindy?
I mean, I don't
Strain
know.
your brain.
This is
Strain
like,
your brain. Roll it.
I can't really do it because
Aren't
I'm
liches
dumb.
still dead,
Yeah,
Tony?
they're not brought back to life.
They're just
undead.
they're dead.
So,
Sonny.
However, this
Mhm.
is my domain.
Sonny, you think that if there is something that is keeping souls from going where they're supposed to go, it might be interfering with Lich's abilities to capture souls in their phylacteries as well.
I was
I
about
told
to
you
say.
this was my domain.
And therefore, the Liches might be on borrowed time as well. Because if they do not feed their phylacteries, they begin to degenerate.
Which explains why both Liches want this dealt with so bad. Wait, did they say that the leader of the Wizards of Thay is a Lich?
It is
I
well
don't know if I
known.
know that. Okay, good.
It is.
Huh. So all the Liches are interested in this.
And
Well, that should be
Syndra looks
interesting.
at you and says, she had mentioned that whatever was causing the curse was more power than she had ever felt before. Setting aside the letter and the morbid little box, she opens up the folder.
Did she
And-
send this?
Hmm?
More bad surprises.
No, this is my work. What you've helped me do over the last 6 weeks.
Sorry, I forgot.
She says, I have assembled everything known about the current state of Chult into one map. I am giving it to you, if you will undertake the mission to seek out this soulmonger and destroy it. I will teleport us to Port Nyan-zaru. It is the only city in Chult. Once there, I will stay with a friend of mine. His name is Wakanga Otamu, and he is one of the 7 merchant princes who rule the city. He has promised, should I pass while residing with him, he will keep my body safe until the soulmonger is dealt with and the curse is removed. She turns to Tyrius and she says, I have word from the Order of the Gauntlet that they already have a large expedition in Chult, but that you are not to report to them. You are on this mission if you choose. You may, however, seek their assistance if they are willing to give it. They have a mission of their own.
Tyrius will kind of nod. Does it look like she knows anything more about this mission that they are on? Or
She-
is it Is it like intentional vagary or like?
No, it looks like she's just tired.
Okay.
And she'll explain to you their mission. There is a very large number of undead in Chult.
Oh,
And their mission is to seek out the source and destroy it. And, clean up the undead.
guys, can we go hang out with my friends for a little while?
You have to do this on your own, Tyrius. Can't let others outshine you. Otherwise, well. Woo, map of Chult. And it's not filled in.
All right, there is a ridiculous number of hexes here.
Each
but
hex
wait.
is
Because
how
one
many
hex is
miles?
10 miles.
Each X 10 miles?
So if it's not difficult terrain, which I'm sure being a jungle it is, we're averaging like a hex a day.
A hex a
Because
day.
she knows how to
two-
travel through jungle.
A hex a day, 2 hexes a day on a river.
Doesn't what is your favorite terrain, Kozjek?
So-
I mean,
The shadows.
So we will deal with that when we deal with that.
okay.
Oh, I just
There-
thought that increased it like twofold.
No.
Traveling
No, it doesn't. It keeps him from getting lost, per se. However,
per se. All right.
you should all see a very large map now.
Ooh.
We do.
Port Nyanzaru is in the north, near the Bay of Chult. And she'll explain the map to you. The white areas are unknown, unmapped. There are areas marked with yellow and orange. Those are known areas of undead infestation.
That's so awesome.
Fort Bellurian to the north is an outpost of Baldur's Gate, specifically of the Fist. They attempted to land at and conquer Mesro, which is a ruined city.
I'm guessing it didn't go well.
It did not. But this is what she has for you.
She didn't find out anything about Mudgraw, Dangwaru, or Highhorn.
No.
So
this,
you said that there was undead infestation. Am I supposed to be able to see? Oh, that's the part that's
Yeah, is that this
filled
stuff here?
in.
Yes.
Oh.
Got it. I thought it was that there wasn't filled in for some reason. That's
Nope.
stupid. Wow, that's a lot of that area.
Yep.
That's that's what little area they have.
I wonder what happened there. Maybe there was like a big massacre and just mass graves rose.
So, hold on. Is it... This, like, is all... Like, I don't know. I'm having real issues seeing yellow and orange. It's
I think the
Oh.
black hex or
So-
the hexes. Here.
This here,
It's up near Port Nyanzaru.
okay.
Yeah. you see, are there little skulls on your map?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that.
Right. That's undead. That kind of
Oh,
orange
oh,
outline.
it's like a tint. Okay.
Yeah. So here is darker
Oh,
orange.
Okay.
See?
Okay.
oh, it actually
I wasn't
indicates
zoomed in
the,
enough to see it.
the undead
Indicates
per
that-
square foot.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's a lot of undead.
What's the
That's
Dawn
70
Warrior?
miles of undead.
The what?
I mean, honestly.
The Dawn Warrior, the island kind of to the northwest.
There are lots
East.
of little islands around.
Okay.
Chult is a peninsula. There are quite a few little islands around. She doesn't think that those will be involved.
Okay.
Snapping Turtle Bay.
You
the
know-
mother
Wouldn't that
of-
fool us all, though? Everybody's
Hi-
looking on the main island, and they're just hiding all the way over there.
Mountain
So
Island.
our goal for this campaign is to buy the island of Lantan.
You know, honestly, like
I will
there's a
own that
high
island.
concentration of undead. I bet there's a source there.
It's good to lead us any, but let's explore other options first.
Let's
No.
not
Why don't we
charge into
not
the massive
go
Teleport
into
there.
the
undead
masses
first?
thing?
You know?
If I could choose anywhere to teleport to, it would be to Barovia. Let's face the problem head on.
So she looks at all of you and tells you that she is ready when you are. She has spoken with many clerics and done her own calculations on her rate of deterioration. And by rough estimate, she has maybe 2 months left.
Oh, damn.
Doesn't it take like 3 months to get there by boat?
She's going to teleport
That's why
you.
we're teleporting.
Oh, thank.
Um,
All right. Is there anything we should buy here that is more expensive there, or doesn't exist there, or anything like that?
She says she'll explain to you. Port Nyanzaru is a crossroads. So many merchants and anything you could want go through there. I don't think that you might need to buy anything here. The only thing is there's not much metalwork that goes on the island.
But enough that we could repair our armor and weapons and things like that.
Oh yes, but if
Supposedly.
you're looking to invest in, and she looks at Tyrius, perhaps plate, it will be more expensive on the island. Then again, it is hot. She says, I have committed most of my funds to, well, other pursuits. And she again looks at Tyrius. And she says, but I can provide you all with some money to help. And should you be successful, I shall reward you further.
I could use something that'll get my AC back up to 10.
Oh god.
What is this AC you mean? I don't understand.
Now, does that show up on our sheet
Oh,
automatically?
it sure
via the
does.
magic?
Would you
Oh.
look?
It does. Yeah.
I was trying to give you a compliment.
Wow.
But fine.
Magical coinage of magic.
That's so close, but
Take
it's not
back
enough.
my compliment, but I keep the gold.
And she says, so make your preparations, but do not take long. And let me know when you are ready. I will take us to Jolt.
How much does an anthropologist start with?
Probably 15 gold, like every
Probably
other
10.
background.
It's in the...
10 gold.
Oh shit!
It's not even less. It's not enough.
So she gave you each 50.
So 60.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm ready to return home. Should we keep the dragon skull? I mean, it's sad that he's dead, but we could keep it as a souvenir, memento.
I think we should let it be, regular. Words are hard.
Well, if
I
you're
asked
gonna
my
keep
son.
it, summon some of those bugs to eat the flesh.
She...
Well, I'm
Syndra
hoping
said-
that it's already a skeleton.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Okay, no, then
that's
my
nigh.
suggestion is not as.
Yeah.
Yeah. let's
Syndra
go
says,
more yucky.
I shall have it interred.
Thank you. Disrespect.
Does anybody want to help me buy some better armor? Just
What
to
do you
use,
need? I know just the guy.
I was just looking for some studded leather armor. Just something to get me
I thought you wanted something fashionable. You can buy that anywhere. Literally. I mean, there's a store 3 blocks from here.
I do not have a lot of money.
Sweetie, come with me. We'll take care of you. I mean, I'm not big on
Montage.
I
armor.
just feel bad. You know, like some hands scratched me and I fell and I kind of bruised my arm. And that was enough to knock me out.
Poor darling.
It's
I
like
do
it
have
makes
some
those like
plain
pink
also.
lines on your arm. Like didn't really break the skin, but it hurt.
I say we get
Oh.
a steel coffin.
Oh, no, Saddle
Put some
Loader's
wheels on
45,
it.
not 75. Never mind, I'm fine.
Right. Yeah. I was gonna say you.
Oh,
You've,
yeah.
I, for
what
some
kind
reason,
of con are you running?
for some reason, I don't know. I just had in my mind that it was 75. So never mind.
Also
can
gonna buy some stuff.
Ooh. Do you want it in deep blue or forest green?
I suggest
Going to a
forest.
jungle.
To blend in.
Yeah, but I
That
like
is a good
standing
idea.
out.
It's not a good idea in the forest.
How about a turquoise?
Kostik understands why you get hit so much now.
We can get you something in a nice brown range, maybe a gray.
Brown is
No,
also-
no. Definitely green then, actually.
Okay, how
There are
about
many shades of
compromise? Like a dead leaf.
Do you have anything that's in like a scale pattern?
Scales are also good. Lots of
Mhm.
scales in Stroot.
I can't believe we're compromising on this. You are so squishy. Marty just
am.
looks up and like presses you. What? Just
By the way, I like to think that half the time when Sony goes down, it's just because of her bad dexterity, she just falls.
Face
She
plant.
hurts herself.
It's funnier because it's not me for once.
I keep saying Sony. So Sunny? I don't know.
It's a thing with you, isn't it? Not
It
knowing
is.
exactly
Not
how to
knowing my
pronounce your
name.
character's
You
name.
better
Is it
get it sorted
Saturn or
before I start
Daisy?
calling you Toshiba.
doesn't he have Sunny?
Sunny. Anyway.
So you do some shopping, make some last-minute arrangements, and then return to Syndra's home. She likewise has prepared and has a simple traveler's bag herself. She gathers all of you up, takes you to her study, and you've all been in there before, and you find that there was one wall that had a bunch of boxes and jars and whatnot on it. And you know that her being a wizard, they tend to collect strange things. When you've looked at them before, you've just seen each one has a rock in it or some dirt. And they're all just labeled with place names. She goes, picks up a small box labeled Port Nyan-zaru, opens it. Inside is a small stone. She takes it out, looks at all of you and says, "It helps me focus and target the spell." Shall we?
Yes. Let's return home, shall we?
This is gonna be so much fun!
Brace yourselves, for while it is nearly winter here, that means it is quite the summer in Port Nyan-zaru.
This will feel good. I'm tired of being cold all the time.
She starts to cast, chanting, closing her eyes, moving her hands in strange motions. The world around you fades, dims, darkens, and then brightens again. And then
Oh,
brightens.
wait, I forgot my...
And keeps brightening. You appear in the middle of a street in the blazing heat, the sun bearing down on you. You hear familiar sounds of water splashing, creaking ropes, slapping waves, barrels rolling along cobblestones, voices shouting and cursing at each other. Some of the language is familiar, some of it is not. You smell fish and tar and canvas, but also unfamiliar spices and tropical fruit. Looking around, you are in Port Nyanzaru. It is a splash of color everywhere you look. Buildings are painted in bright shades of blue and green and orange and salmon pink, and their walls are adorned with murals portraying giant reptiles and mythical heroes. Every building has got baskets and clay urns of colorful flowers, or it's draped in leafy flowering vines. You see people walking by wearing flowing, brightly colored clothes adorned with feathers and shells. Multicolored pennants flap in the breeze. Sindra looks around and says, "Welcome, my friends. I will." She looks incredibly tired, as if she has been pushing herself very, very hard. And now she perhaps is at the end of her rope.
Shall we help you get to rest? What was the name of the man again? I forget.
Wakanga Otamu. If you like,
Right.
I would appreciate it, and I will introduce you to him.
Of course, of course.
Yes, please.
Certainly.
All right.
That'd be lovely. Do you want my hand?
She will accept your hand. And you walk through the streets. So you are in the harbor ward about here when you arrive. And she walks you forward. Hang on. Pulling up my map.
Yeah, it's such a cool
A
map.
nice map.
It's actually, like, the resolution is actually appropriately sized for Roll20,
Mm-hmm.
which has never happened in anything they've released on Roll20.
So she walks you. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just progress is being made.
Yeah. No, they did really well with a lot of these maps.
I think they're making more of a point of it.
I've only been bitching about it for years.
It's all because of you, Tony.
It's all.
Mhm. Congratulations, Tony. You
100% of the
win.
times, 100% of the times that I yell at Crix, he does what I tell him to do. Obviously, it's an effective strategy.
I wish it would work all the time.
Might
for
as well
everything.
hire you on at this point.
So she starts walking with you in. She looks around. She says, "Would you prefer to walk through the markets or directly there?"
Well,
they would
we
like
can
to
go to
see
the
the
markets
markets.
anytime, but you would like to rest, right? We
Yes,
can go
please.
afterwards.
All right. And so she turns you around and starts walking you in this direction. You guys can see my arrow?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea where we're at.
As we're walking there, I'll just ask her,
North of
but
the harbor.
the market is that way, right? And I
Got it.
point in a random direction.
Honey.
She will give you a
Yes.
brief orientation on the city as you walk, explaining the different districts to you. You are at the moment. We are at the moment walking past the Temple of Gond.
Who?
Many of the city's artisans and craftspeople come here to worship. This one does not have a forge as its centerpiece, unlike most. Inside is an immense fountain with water jets. You'll find that because of the rain this city gets, they have achieved quite the feat of engineering with water wheels and fountains all throughout the city.
Oh my goodness.
Following where she's pointing, there is a Temple of Gond right there, right?
So there is a Temple of Gond right. Hang on.
These
Wanna make
buildings
sure-
look like
Nope.
buildings.
Want to make sure she's not delusional.
There is a Temple of Gond right here.
Mm-hmm.
I point at the wrong building. This one.
That's the
I
right one.
know my way around the city.
That's
Um,
Brian pinging.
Oh.
Yeah, right here. She turns left at this corner, but as she does, she points further down the road in this direction. And she says, if you need it, the harbor master's office is in that direction. She turns north and then makes a right-hand turn up some stairs into a quiet neighborhood. She says, this is the merchant's ward. It is not the marketplace. It is where many of the rich merchants live. At the center, she points over here, and you can see this above everything else in the city. It has a building with a huge golden dome. She says, that is Golden Throne. It used to be where the noble leaders met, and now it is where the council of the merchant princes meets. Although they do not get along so well. So usually only one or two are there at a time. She continues walking you around the curve here into this large circular area, in the center of which she points out, that is the Temple of Savras, the god of wizards and fortune tellers and diviners and truth speakers. The head cleric there is a nice old man named Grandfather Zitembe. And as she approaches a house to the south here, she says, this is my friend Wakanga's house. She gives you a quick layout of the rest of the city. To the northwest is an area called the Old City. There are two large pyramids there, and she points out that it is the poorest area. To the this is Old City over here. To the south is the Market Ward. Directly south of the harbor. And she says, that is where they usually have the dinosaur races. At least once a week. If you're here for them, you should attend. They're quite a spectacle.
That was actually something I was wondering. While we're walking around, are we seeing dinosaurs, like in the streets or...
In the harbor ward you see enormous lizard-like creatures, some much larger than cows or oxen, being used as beasts of burden.
Okay.
Some are used as mounts. Some are large enough that they've got little platforms on top of them that people sit in and ride while they're shaded from the sun.
Awesome.
Magnificent.
Goodness, look at look at all of...
What you don't see anywhere are horses.
Gonna buy a dinosaur.
They're like giant limbed snakes.
So
I've sworn you were a writer.
So to the south of the harbor.
I'm stunned as all. I'll revise later.
Nice.
Sunflower will name them as they pass, because she knows she forgets a lot of things, but she knows the names of the dinosaurs.
I simplify the names. They're usually just what they look like, followed by Rex or Saurus.
So to the south of the harbor is the Market Ward, and she explains that is where you can buy almost anything. Further to the southwest is Tiryiki Anchorage. She says that is where the animal sellers live. That is where the dinosaurs are stabled. If you want, knowing now that you're interested in dinosaurs, that is where you can go to see them, perhaps purchase one. To the north of Tiriki Anchorage is Malar's Throat. And she mentions it as another very poor section of the town. And she says, sometimes you will hear bells ringing. This means that undead have come out of the jungles in mass and are attacking. Most areas of the city simply close their gates, and the guards attack from the walls, but Malar's Throat is outside of the walls. The people there retreat to the temple of Timora for safety.
Can we get in that district, please? Just in case.
She also recommends that you find an inn to stay in, as Wakanga probably won't want to put you up. You're strangers to him. He doesn't know you. But she has two to recommend. They're both in the market district. Specifically in the Red Bazaar, which is just south of the tenty thing in the market district. The red and what she the two inns she recommends are Kaya's House of Repose, and she explains Kaya's House of Repose is quiet and restful, although a bit on the expensive side. Then there is the Thundering Lizard. It is much more raucous. I don't like to say lower class, but a much earthier form of clientele. And cheaper by far. And then she rings the bell to Wakanga Otamu's home. A servant answers, seeing who it is, runs to fetch his master, who appears briefly.
We gonna get a picture? Oh, yeah, we are.
He looks around, greets all of you. He takes her arm from Marnie, thanking Marnie for her help.
It was a pleasure.
Greetings, my old friend. You are not looking so well these days. Come in, all of you. Let me offer you some refreshment from the heat.
Thank you. Hello.
I am Wakanga Otamu.
Marnie, the pleasure is all mine.
I'm Dawnflower. I don't know if we've met. Have we met?
I do not think so. I would remember one such as you.
The name's Tyrius.
This is Sir Tyrius, twice murdered. We're working on the title still. My name's Sunny.
Pleasure.
Delmore H. Pildegraph.
And this one is Koshik.
Master Pildegraph, Master Kozjik, please come in. And he ushers you in, sees you to a room. He says, allow me to deliver our friend here to her quarters that she may rest, and I will return to you. And he takes Syndra off.
I guess this is goodbye.
She makes her goodbyes. He says, you are of course welcome to come back and visit her any time.
I'll still druid craft her a flower. That looks like one
Thank
of
you
those
for
that I
taking
have in
care
my
of
deck.
her. So nice.
Oh, I almost forgot. I knew we were going to be coming here, so I brought you a gift. It's water drawn from a spring in a mountain.
You were giving this to Wakanga?
Yeah, it's just like a water sack.
He will take it and bow and say thank you. Please accept this, and some servants come in bearing pitchers of fruit juice and some small honeyed cakes. And he returns a few minutes later and chats with all of you. Really just asking your names and what you do, how you know Syndra, being the polite host. He seems to be aware of your mission. And he explains, Syndra has confided in me in the past. I know what she seeks.
Do you have any leads?
I do not. However, there are those in the city who might. I suggest, if you are looking to go into the jungle in search of some lost artifact, you find a guide.
Oh, we have 2 already.
It
Quite
cannot,
familiar.
Need someone that may know the area.
it cannot hurt to speak to others to see if perhaps they might know or have heard of that which you seek.
It's a good idea.
Cool.
Is there anyone you'd recommend?
I do not deal in guides. Each of us, and he seems a little embarrassed of the title. Merchant princes is concerned with their own purview. You
Understood.
should speak with Jobal.
Joe Bobber.
Jobal. He is in the marketplace most days, and he oversees guides and sellswords. He could make some recommendations for you. Tell him I asked him to.
It's gonna be a trap. They're mortal enemies, and we'll name him, and I'll just get so mad.
Roll insight if you want.
Okay. Just for kicks as myself, because why not? It might not be true. It just sounds like a... Yeah, it's definitely true. It's a trap. It's a trap.
So
Just imagine you going really low with like shifty eyes.
So you get the feeling that because he is good friends with Syndra, he is also invested in making sure that your mission succeeds. He simply doesn't have much information for you. And that he wouldn't send you to someone he didn't think would help. And as you talk, he continues to be polite, and then he seems, a thought starts to cross his face, and he says, while you are in the jungle, and he gets up and walks out of the room for a moment, comes back quickly with a battered, looks like a journal. He says, perhaps you would look into something for me.
Sure, how can we help?
This journal came out of the jungle 15 years ago. It describes a wizard who explored various places in Chult, but not enough detail to locate them on a map. The author, though, he does mention his only traveling companion, a shield guardian named Vaughn. And he shows you a picture. Just a moment. I got it somewhere.
This journal doesn't mention any names of location names, like forgotten cities, that kind of thing, because I have some names and I want to cross-reference.
He says, no, but there are many lost cities in Chalt. Mesro, which was recently found. There is... and he seems to think for a moment. He says, Matolo. There is also... Orolunga, perhaps, and Omu, Nangalore, Kirsabal.
I think I've heard of that one.
Wow, so many lost cities.
Yes, Kochik knows Nangalore.
We lose a lot of things in shoot. It happens a lot.
Is that all of them? Is there any other? Is there like a list somewhere we can just reference?
We lose
That's-
a lot of cities in Schultz.
That's excellent. He says, to be honest, you find them by exploring, not by going to a library.
Well, I mean, we just want to, like, if we know the names and description of different places, that way when we stumble across them, we know which one we're at. And we know what to look for.
The jungle
Otherwise, we had-
consumes. It changes. Many of them now are not where they were, or they are underneath.
Which is why we lose them.
Interesting. I guess we'll just have to jump into it then.
But he hands you the journal, and I thought I had a handout, but I don't. I'm sorry.
I was trying to sell for you.
I appreciate it. He says, if you could find this Vaughn for me, I would reward you. I also traffic in magical items, much as Syndra. I have spell books or some minor magical equipment for you,
Well,
should you need.
to be perfectly honest, I think our goal to get the thingy with the soul is a little bit more important. But if we find Vaughn on our way, I will make sure to come back.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest with you. What is it he wants us to find?
A shield,
Shield
guardian.
Guardian.
Shield Guardian.
Yeah, so like, not a person, but like a construct.
I believe.
Okay, just making sure.
And
Now,
he actually, so he says, I know that Syndra was working on a map. Do
Monty,
We have
you
the
still
map.
have that?
We have the map. Yes, right here.
So he will mark on the map the location mentioned in the journal.
Ooh.
Oh, you know where it is? Oh, well.
I do
We
not
can make
know
much more
where it
effort then.
is. I know the location mentioned in the journal. I do not know if this is where the Guardian is or its control amulet. You need both.
Do need both. If we only bring back one, you're not gonna get much use out of it.
You couldn't move one without the other.
In any case,
I'm
an
pretty sure you
X on a
can,
map
you
is a
can
good
move the
place to
amulets,
start.
right?
So, you need the amulet to make the Guardian move.
Yes, I was joking that he said we couldn't move one without the other, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure we could lift the amulet, right?
Sure, but the valuable part is not the amulet.
Yeah.
But then he folds up the map and he hands it back to you and he says, this map is perhaps one of the most valuable things in this city. I would be very careful who I let know you possess it.
The map?
There are no maps of Chult.
Well, I mean, we're missing most of ours too, but
Is
They
that
don't even
because
have this
locations
much.
change?
It is because of change. It is because no one has put this together before from so many different sources. It is an achievement Syndra has performed here.
Ooh.
Sonny, we might need to make a copy.
I was about to say, why don't you make a lot of copies and sell them?
No. Make a lot of copies and we sell one. 15 years later, we sell another. For quadruple the price.
He laughs.
Very well. I'll get to work, though, when we have a chance to copy it down.
He
You're
laughs and he
describing
says,
the American education system.
be careful also, if you do this, that you do not sell it to someone else who seeks your goal, who might reach it before you.
I'm thinking this is a post-goal kind of thing. Would you like a copy after we've done the whole exploration?
Now, I mean, granted, we are the heroes of the story. Tyrius needs to be the thing that kills everything and saves the day. But if someone else manages to get there first and save the day, I mean, that's also good, right?
Will they save
They
the
could-
day?
Exactly. They might not be after what we are after. There's a lot of power in this thing that steals souls.
Suppose that's true.
Not everybody can be as righteous and good as we are.
It's true, I never steal souls, only hearts.
So he stands
Oh.
and he says, well, thank you all for bringing my friend here and for seeking out the source of this curse. I wish you all best of luck. Please do stop in to see her before you leave.
Of course.
And he,
So what is...
you get the feeling he's politely ushering you out.
Yeah. So what's the location mentioned in the journal?
So you have a map thing. Let me hang on.
Yeah, I know. I'm just making notes, and like, there's all these things I'm trying to keep up, and like, it's not going great. I can't remember the damn familiar's name, and I'm trying to write it down.
Elena?
You son of a bitch.
Elena?
Forgotten
Elena.
already.
Elenast.
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 He died for our sins, Tony. Don't you remember his name?
I wrote down her familiar.
Yeah.
We got her familiar head in a box.
So it is called Vorn, V-O-R-N, the thing you're looking for. It is marked on your map now.
Okay, so I can't actually access the wilderness map from the maps.
I believe I just hit refresh and you should be able to.
That is true. X.
Yep, it's working. That is awesome.
I see Warren.
Okay. So it is mid-morning. It is oppressively hot. Tyrius. Is anyone else wearing medium or heavy armor?
That's a good question.
Leather and studded is light armor.
Mm-hmm.
All good over
Yeah,
here.
leather.
Okay.
Plus, it's just like
So-
barely a top.
Tyrius, you are baking.
Bacon!
Listen,
Um,
I've worn worse
Bacon.
in real life. I'm fine.
mhm.
How much
For-
HP do I lose?
For now, no. But you get the impression that you're going to have to drink a lot more water than everybody else.
Choke.
And it is not pleasant.
All right. Should we go find an inn first?
We can. It is close to where they keep the dinosaurs also. I believe
Yes.
you went this time.
What was the
Yes.
suggestions again?
There
Oh,
was
shit,
the
Gregor means the
Thundering Lizard,
Lizard.
which is the best place, besides camping, of course.
So, yeah, Thundering Lizard sounds awesome.
I have very little money. I'm a starving artist. But I am willing to do whatever you guys want, I will find a way to pay.
Which one was the cheaper establishment?
The Thundering.
And that's the one we're going to.
Wait, I think
Right.
Thundering Lizard was the cheaper one?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
Nothing
forget the
beats
name
a
of the
nicer
other
rowdy
one.
tavern.
I thought it was the nicer one. Okay.
Nope.
No.
Kaya's House of Repose
Ah,
is the nicer one.
Sounds
You
more
need to look for
expensive, too.
Yeah,
snooty
that's the one that
names.
she said was a quiet place to be.
Mm-hmm.
you find more interesting people at the rowdy place.
Yeah, we don't need quiet. We need
might find
information.
A
You know
black
what
market
else you
dealer in
find at the
dinosaurs.
rowdy taverns? Cheaper mead.
That is also.
I'll challenge you to a drinking contest, Delmore.
Nope, I can't hold liquor for shit.
It's true.
Somehow that does not surprise me. I'm a fair drinker myself. I will accept the challenge.
Dinosaurs. All right, Tyrus, let's go look at some dinosaurs.
Well,
you-
if you want, I can show you one right away.
Kozchik is confused. You look at dinosaurs as though they are amazing creatures, like horses.
They're snakes with legs. Snakes with
But the
legs.
cows! But the cows! They go moo! That's amazing.
They also make milk. You make
Yes.
a fair argument.
So
And you can make leather. It's
Is there
incredible.
dinosaur milk here? That's an item I never thought existed.
they do not.
Mm.
Dinosaurs don't make milk.
Have
They're not
Mammals?
mammals, they're
Not
lizards.
Yeah.
Unlike
not
dragonborns,
mammals.
which are mammals. Fun fact, brought to you by Delmore H. Pildegraph.
I just thought
This
the
way
world
to the dinosaur.
you know.
dinosaurs
your source for erroneous information.
Don't ask me why I know.
So you leave Wakanga's
One dinosaur.
home, going back the way you came, through the harbor district. I'd like somebody to roll me a d20.
Oh, can I?
We haven't even rolled 20s so far in the game. No, that's not true. I rolled an insight. Never mind. I am wrong.
Okay, I got a 6 and an 11. So I'll pick which one I think is cooler.
One of them is a D12.
Fuck! I missed my joke.
So we got a 6.
All right.
One of them is a D12.
My man, Austin.
So as you, but Austin can have inspiration for the D12 joke. So as you are walking through the harbor, you are looking around in the crowds, just taking in all the strange sights. You notice that each district seems to be separated by large walls as well. And you do see people walking along the tops of the walls, armed.
I want to know what is being whispered. Come on, man. Can't keep secrets like that.
Sorry. But as you sort of leave the harbor ward and make your way around into the market district, you a man sort of stumbles out of the crowd. He Where did it go? I lost it. God damn it.
Oh no.
He goes back in the crowd because he's not ready yet. He has
Let me
stage
solve
fright.
this problem for you, Brian. Does he enter my reach?
But he comes up and he grabs Delmore, actually, by the arm. He looks like a beggar. Just
Hello.
rotten clothes and a long scraggly beard and hair, sunken eyes. He grabs you by the arm and he shouts. He's nearly face to face with you and he shouts, screams at you He screams.
So he's like
Talos.
bent over in my face
Yeah.
because I'm only like 4.5 feet tall.
Exactly. Well, he's very stooped as well.
Okay.
Whether from malnutrition or old age, it's impossible to tell.
What is he shouting?
He is shouting. He says, "The Ancient One, beneath the Forbidden City, gives birth to a terrible new god. The snake men know. They know." And then he just sort of stumbles away into the crowd. One other passerby looks at you and sees sort of the look on your face and says, "Do not worry. These old ones, they say this. He will go back to Old Town and you will never see him again."
I just wish I could have given him half a loaf of bread. He looked famished. A shame.
I follow him.
Roll perception.
Try not to get lost.
Sweetie, you okay?
Big pot.
I mean, I wipe off the spot on my turtleneck that's kind of greasy. I am now.
I'm less interested in following him. I would just like a better version of what he said. I don't know if you have a copy paste available for that.
He said a terrible new god is given birth to under a city.
The Ancient One
Beneath the
Lizard
Forbidden
people.
City.
beneath the Forbidden City is the only part you missed.
And it's snake men know.
Right, the snake men know, not the lizard people.
How would you make a god? Would you feed them souls?
I don't know.
Ooh, souls are like bait. You bait the god into the world.
Then you steal his power.
So
then
as the
you
rest
steal
of
his
you
power.
are discussing this and making your way into the market district, Sonny, you sort of slip off and start looking through the crowd for the old man, but you can't see him.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I slip off. I more like bump into half the people I walk past.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Just
for you,
constantly,
this is
I'm looking
slipping off.
around trying. I'm not good in crowds.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't see him.
And there are a lot of poor beggar people on the edge of the market district.
I mean,
And-
honestly, when you've seen one, you've seen them all.
Exactly.
Kinda
It's difficult to tell where he went.
Aw, all right. I turn around and try to walk straight back to where my group was and realize that they're gone.
You do, but you can see Marnie's tall form and the shine off of Tyrius's armor, and you notice from here that Tyrius is one of the very few people wearing metal armor.
It's gonna burn to death. I walk back and get back into the shade of Marnie's wake.
I periodically like empty out a boot of like 3 inches of water. It's not water. It's sweat.
Yes.
I walk through the city with one hand on Marnie's back, the other hand opening a book, and then my mage hand writing in it, just following, letting her keep me from bumping into everything.
So, are you guys heading to the Thundering Lizard, or are you going to look for dinosaurs?
I'm going to find
First.
dinosaurs.
I'm gonna
Mostly
get
because Tyrius
progressively.
needs to be entertained.
Yeah, I'm gonna get progressively more toddler-like the longer we go without dinosaurs.
I mean, if we're all going for dinosaurs, it's not like I read about them as a child sometime. What are we talking about? Let's go get dinosaurs.
I mean, you could drop your armor in the inn so that you don't cook while you look at dinosaurs to not ruin your entertainment.
Don't
Or we could just go directly to the
If
dinosaurs.
I take off
Do you
this
know that I
armor-
can turn into one? I mean, it's nothing that special to me.
If I take off this armor, then I will be as fragile as Sunny. I really like Sunny, but I don't want to die yet.
I don't think you should feel this threatened in the city, but it's up to you, I guess.
That'll be fine.
This way, to the dinosaurs.
So you continue into the market district, and here it is louder and even more crowded. You see people starting to put up colored banners that are all the same color along the roads. Kostyuk and Dawnflower, you know that this means they're getting ready for race day. It's probably tomorrow. As the races
Kostyuk wonders
would
if
have
his
started by
favorite-
this time of day already.
Kostyuk wonders if his favorite racer, Jean-Luc, is around.
You could look for him.
Maybe later. We
Jean-Luc
have to show
Adele?
them dinosaur.
Because I hope.
He is the very best in shoot. Don't you know?
Jean-Luc Picard?
No, Jean-Luc Adel. And Jean-Luc, you would know, is currently racing a beast known as Banana Candy.
Nice.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, but how's Dale Earnhardt Jr. doing this season? And I just want to point out, Dale Earnhardt Jr., completely fantasy name.
Dale Earnhardt Sr., on the other hand, totally real. So you continue into the market district. As you get about here, you can see off to your left is the Red Bazaar this way. But Dawnflower leads you to the right through the gates into Tiriki Anchorage. The crowds thin out here, and you smell a familiar smell, the smell of livestock. This also is the Riverside Dock that will take you up the Tiriki River from Port Nyanzaro. But she leads you a ways past several large buildings until you get to an area of pens and corrals. Here, you see most of the pens are empty, and it seems to be this is where the dinosaurs are kept at night. But there are a few. In fact, you see several that are currently they're currently being washed, and a few of them are being painted with stripes or similar decorations to like the murals you see in town of heroes. And one of them has this strange, like almost maze being painted on it. And Dawnflower and Kostyuk will point out that these are the racers, and that they specially paint their dinosaurs for the races.
What do they ride?
So the ones being painted, hang on, I have it. You see, and Kostyuk was probably familiar enough to point them out to you by name. He points out a young two-legged, and Kostyuk will explain there are three kinds of races. There's the two-legged race, the four-legged race, and the unchained. The two-legged race is for two-legged dinosaurs. The four-legged race, of course, four-legged dinosaurs. The unchained race
Pterodactyls.
is for any kind of dinosaur, and they the other two races don't allow any kind of physical contact between the animals, but the unchained race, the animals are allowed to bite and claw and go at each other.
What about the riders? Are they allowed to do anything to each other?
Generally, the riders can't reach each other.
Let's see, have spells.
Actually,
It goes
like
quite fast.
Pokemon, when you go into that race, just battle after trainer battle.
Yep. But he points out several to you, and a gentleman, as Kostyuk is pointing them out to you, an older gentleman will come up to you and listen to him. Hang on. Yeah. and point out some of the ones that he doesn't know for having been out of town for a while. And you get the idea that maybe some of these go through pretty quickly. This is the older gentleman.
And who are you, good sir?
I am Ethan. ToA. I oversee all of the animal sales and such in town.
Interesting. Do you buy them yourselves, or do you train them, or?
I see their trading. I see their sales.
Hmm.
I also sell other animals for food, for pets. All of the vendors in town who sell animals do so at my behest.
Wow.
Prince?
I've always
He
wanted a pet.
seems to be, from the cut of his clothing, quite wealthy. And seems to have been there to inspect the racers.
Master Talro, are there any dinosaurs you bought recently that are a little more troublesome and haven't been able to be properly trained?
He shakes his head. No,
Oh.
but he thinks for a second. No, I don't know you from. Never mind. But that one there, and he points to a two-legged dinosaur, very tall with short little arms. And as it is being painted, something tickles it, and it makes a half roar, half honk sound. And he laughs and he says, "That one is Big Honker. He's a favorite to win tomorrow." Over there, and he points to a four-legged dinosaur with a large frill around its head and three protruding horns. He says that, and it's being painted as a maze. He says, "That is Uptau's favorite. He's on a winning streak as well. Now this one over here," and he points to a very squat, armored four-legged dinosaur with a long tail that seems to almost have a huge bony weight on the end of the tail. He says, "This one, I don't know how he'll do tomorrow. That's Grung Stomper."
Which one has the most attitude problems?
Oh, and he points to another pen, and it's another two-legged dinosaur. It looks similar to the big honker, but sleeker somehow and bigger. And he says, "That's Nasty Boy. They call him that for a reason."
Does he have a rider for tomorrow's race?
Yes, all of them have riders. We only have one team that unfortunately doesn't even have a dinosaur for tomorrow's race, so they forfeit.
Oh, that is sad.
Which team is that?
I don't know. I don't keep track of these things. I'm more interested in the animals themselves.
So bad. Who's the rider
How
for
much-
Nasty Boy?
He looks at you and he says,
Well, it's a young creature. Oh, his name's is Baka.
Baka. You said a
Baka.
creature?
Yes. Not human like you or me. A lot
Dwarf?
of the riders are small.
Hmm. Well, what type
Yeah,
of creature?
daddy.
What race is he?
He's, they call them turtles. They're from some island around.
Sorry, did you say turtle?
Turtle.
I think
That's
I
not
met
a
one of
thing.
those once. No, I'm pretty sure I met one once. Can't remember where.
You have met one. Her name was Eal.
Thank you. Just very nice. I would like to ask Ifan if I can get in the pen. I want to speak with some dinosaurs. Just for kicks, because I can.
I want to know how much a dinosaur costs.
He says,
Like I use horse terms with them. I'm like asking about thoroughbreds and like things like that. And
he says, I have several for sale. It depends on what you wish. They range in price from hadrosaurs at 100 gold apiece to triceratops at 500. You can get an ankylosaurus at 250 or maybe a Deinonychus.
I die a little bit on the inside. But I do ask him,
This team that has to forfeit. I know that you don't know anything about them, but perhaps one of the individuals that works for you could point me in a direction.
Over there. And he points at one of the stalls. You see a couple of workmen who are currently moving a very large amount of red meat out of a shed.
Nice.
questionable,
They've got
shape and
very
color.
long poles with them, and it looks like they're going to use those to lift the meat into one of the pens without entering themselves.
There's a guy with a shotgun there. Shoot!
And he turns to Dawnflower and he says, I can't let you into any of the racing pens. Wouldn't want anyone interfering with the races.
Oh, of course not. I would never dream of it.
We have some draft animals. Perhaps if you would like to talk with them.
Yes, actually, I would.
And he will walk you to some pens further down the lane where there are some older animals that look like they've been put out to stud.
I'm just gonna, walk, because I can speak with dinosaurs, which is cool. And, just walk, chit-chat with these dinosaurs. I'm not expecting all of them to be friendly, but I just want to know if they're being treated well enough. How they feeling?
So you find an old Ankylosaurus, and you can tell he's old because his plates are... You can see rings on his armor plates, like the rings on a tree. And he has maybe 40 or 50 rings per plate, which makes him a very old dinosaur indeed. And when you start talking to him, he says, yes, food and no work. Like it here now.
It does sound fantastic.
Tyrius, you approach the two men who are about to feed Nasty Boy.
Yeah, I keep like an extra 5-foot distance, which makes it awkward talking range. But
Yeah, and they seem to only pay half attention to you as they're more focused on not getting eaten themselves.
yeah, that makes sense. It's a good tactic. I applaud their tactic.
But one of them says, yes, what is it? Oh, duck, look, no, take the meat.
Just comes back with like half a hook missing. Oh man.
I say, there's a team that doesn't have a dinosaur for tomorrow's race, and they have been locked into a position where they're hunting forfeit.
No. And he ducks down and then pulls back just a little stick, not the whole pole. And he's like, God damn it, Nasty Boy. But he turns back to you and he says, yes, you want to go and you want to talk to Arnak. But he's not the one you will have to convince. And
Who would you recommend convincing?
the other one laughs, and they sort of seem to have some kind of shared joke about this. And he says, you will have to talk to Arnak, but you will have to convince his nanny Oya.
Okay. Convince his nanny Oria?
Oya.
Oya.
Master Talroa, you sounded like you were going to say something before when I was asking about, troublesome dinosaurs and that sort of thing. I just wanted to let you know, that man over there in the shining plate armor, the handsome one that looks like a knight, He is actually one of the best cavaliers in the entire Sword Coast. He grew up on training horses on Ampel, prized racing horses that went to Waterdeep. He can handle any animal. I've never seen someone ride as beautifully as he. We were hoping to get him sponsored and put him in as a rider.
He looks at you and he laughs a little bit and he says, "Wearing that armor, he will slow the dinosaur down too much."
Oh, he'd take off the armor. He's actually much skinnier inside of that. Perfect weight for most of these dinosaurs.
He will be after today, and he sweats off all that weight. I am not seeking a rider.
Yeah, you'd have to talk to the team, right?
And he does not look of the sort that I need.
What type of sword do you need?
Not so upstanding.
Oh. Well, I'll be back later and talk to you about that then. But for
like
now...
as he looks over, I'm like helping like a chicken out of the way. Like, no, be careful, chicken. You don't want to get crushed.
But for now, I just want to know. I'm curious what a torta looks like. I've never seen one. Could you point me in the direction, Mr. Baca? Or find somebody who might know?
He would likely be at the House of Repose or at the baths.
Baths or house repose. All right. I thank you for your time.
Of course. Enjoy the
Mr.
races.
Mr. Talroa, oh, that got a little British. I don't know what happened there. I'm looking. I'm looking. I don't know accents anymore. I'm looking if you could. Are there any runts that were born?
No.
No.
Tyrus.
Marty kicks the ground.
That's
As you are helping usher a little,
Chicken cross the road.
a little
chicken across the road.
Yeah.
Watch out for you. No, you have to pay attention to the street signs.
As you are helping the chicken cross the road, once it gets to the other side, you hear a commotion behind you, a loud scream.
Oh no, they think I stole their chicken. I didn't steal. I turn immediately.
It's more of a yell of alarm, and you see people jumping out of the way as a large, four-legged, frilled, three-horned dinosaur breaks from its pen and starts chasing after you.
Is everyone else out of the way?
So, I know that Dawnflower and Sunny and Marnie are all safe, but I assume that Koschik and Delmore are closer to you.
I'm more concerned about like innocent damsels or, you know, old ladies that are still crossing said road, chickens, creatures like that. My friends are quite capable.
No, all the workers seem, you know, at the cry of alarm, seem to have ducked for cover, and this.
They know this drill.
Yeah, they know this drill. It happens.
They practice it every Tuesday.
And the creature starts running, and it starts running past you.
Does it ever get within 30 feet of me?
So, no, it is running in the opposite direction.
Crap.
Is there? It's not already saddled by any chance, is it?
It is not.
I'm not dumb by any chance, am I?
Dumb?
You can say yes. Do I have a chance to mount this creature mid-sprint?
So, as it is breaking free and making its way past you,
Here comes
Ifan
first player death.
yells, "Catch that creature, please!" And we are going into a chase.
Dun, 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 dun.
Brian, is it ever within 30 feet of me?
Perhaps.
I'm sorry, 60 feet.
Tell me what you're trying to do. Don't ask me questions.
I cast Volcano. Good against this.
I kill it for the meat.
What do you...
I rolled a thing. I'm going to cast Levitate on it.
It
That
weighs
thing
more than
weighs
500
way
pounds.
more than 500 pounds.
Oh shit, it does?
It's
oh,
a
it's a big
dinosaur.
boy. All right, never
That's
mind.
something you always
I
forget
wiggle my
about
fingers at it.
You wiggle your fingers at it.
Can
It didn't
you
work!
levitate me so I don't get horn trying to jump on it?
I thought it was running away from you.
Oh, I thought it was running past me.
It essentially shoulders past you. You can step out of its way. It seems to be making a break for freedom. Here's how a chase works.
Oh, okay.
It is the pursued, and you are the pursuers. So it will take its turn, then all of you will take your turns. We don't roll initiative, so you can do it in whatever order you want. You get an action and your movement.
Can we use the action to dash?
You can, however, you can only dash as many times as your Constitution modifier. Once you dash more times than that, you start accumulating levels of exhaustion.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
I have great constitution.
Welcome.
Is
to
it throwing?
Death
Is it
Race.
running out of the?
So it
The
is
city or
running
into it?
towards the market district.
Oh no!
The busy, bustling market district that just unloaded a school bus full of orphans?
Yeah.
All right.
Now,
And
And
chickens.
they all have pet chickens.
here's the other thing.
It's just a cart of baby
At the
chickens.
end of your turn, you will also roll a d20. Not a d12, I'm not fucking around.
For real now.
A d20.
Shit.
Damn.
So you need to catch up to it and attempt to subdue it somehow. I will allow animal handling checks to attempt to calm it or, cause it to turn or whatever. But at the moment, it is even with Tyrius, but it is going to dash. And I have to get it out. So
I think that the
I
Benny
will-
Hill song should start playing.
It should. I'll put on combat though. There we go. So when it dashes, oh, yeah, it is fast. So Tyrius, it starts running past you, and you see it put on some extra speed.
It is a racing dinosaur.
Yes.
A raceosaur.
And before you can react, it is 100 feet away from you.
Like it's like a delayed reaction. Like I reach out with my hand after it's 70 feet gone.
Yeah.
Shit.
Okay.
So,
Could I would like everybody to let me go first because of reasons that you're about to see very, very soon.
okay. So what I'm going to do first, though, is tell each of you your distance from it.
Okay.
Okay. Because this is probably important. So Tyrius is 100 feet from it, as are, we're going to keep this simple, as are Delmore. I'm writing this down. Hang on, sorry. And who did I say was with him? Kostyuk. The rest of you are 150 feet from it.
God damn it. Okay, my plan might not be such a good plan after all, but I mean, I have some friends nearby. I'm going to try this because that's the only thing that I have. So I will. Am I within a fence or am I just like straight? I can just. Run.
So you're It's just a wooden, small wooden pen that you're in.
Okay.
The creatures that you're with are very docile now, and don't seem to need the large fences.
Okay, I'll just, I'll stop running, I'll jump the fence, and as I'm jumping the fence, I'm gonna turn into a goddamn Hadrosaurus to gain more speed.
Okay, what is your speed as a hadrosaur?
It is 40 feet instead of 30.
And are you going to dash?
Better than nothing. Well, if I could, I would, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed.
So is it an action to change for you?
Unfortunately, it is.
Then you can't
But
dash.
I can be ridden by other people if you guys need a ride.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
So the rest of you see Dawnflower hop the fence and turn into this large dinosaur with a long neck. And you'd seen a couple of these set up for the races as well. Very sleek, four-legged dinosaur. You think you could fit one rider and not lose speed. But
Well, you can still see my tattoos. They're like markings.
Oh,
on
do the
dinosaur
tattoos change
itself.
with you?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're just like markings on the dinosaur skin.
Well, we found a
And-
dinosaur.
Okay. So I would
Told
like
you.
you to roll a d20.
Okay. It's important, not a D12.
I'm really liking this racing Dawnflower idea.
It's great.
Well, I was about to suggest it, but
But
So
you guys wouldn't shut up.
So as you leap the fence and transform into a hadrosaur, one of the creatures in this paddock turns and, seeing you run, decides it remembers running. It used to run all the time, and it's going to chase after you. You have a Deinonychus
play.
on your tail.
oops. I heard you guys like racing, so I decided
Well,
to start
we
a
have-
dinosaur race.
We have a second mount now.
That's it.
We have a
that's it.
caravan.
Impromptu
Just making
race.
friends. It's all part of the plan.
17 dinos later, we try to stop one dinosaur. We accidentally destroy the town.
All right, so who's next?
That's why we lose cities
Uh,
and shoot.
I'll go next.
Okay.
I'll approach Ifan. Afan?
Ethan.
How do you pronounce his first name? Ethan. I'll approach him and run preemptive damage control.
No, this is a
That's
chase. You're chasing.
Not good at that.
Little feet, little legs.
Yeah, legs.
He, as you start to approach him, he says, "No, go and get the." He points, and you get the idea that he doesn't want. He wants you to go, to chase after it. And
Point
he's,
at my knees. I start running.
yeah, and he's yelling at his own people to start chasing too.
I'll run after it.
Are they shouting anything after it? Like, stop?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
they're shouting, but you don't recognize the language.
I get that, but like, is it a word that I could repeat later?
Yes.
Okay, that's right.
Brian,
Mhm.
I used one of my spell slots. I'm going to use the other to also levitate myself, and I'm going to go over all the roofs and stuff.
So levitate will take you vertically.
Yeah, so I get next to a building and I push off.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. So you can move your 25 feet to get to a building and then float up to the top of the building on your turn.
And then next turn I'll like do building to building things. All right,
Okay.
that's all.
Cool. Who else is gone? Oh, no, I need a d20.
You also start a rampage of dinosaurs.
Nope. Nothing happens.
It's just me then.
You succeed. Who's next?
I can go last. I don't mind.
have a question.
Okay.
It involves the use of a spell. I can still use a bonus action as normal, or...
Yeah, you essentially get your turn. The only differences are dashing can lead to exhaustion, and you have to roll this d20 at the end.
Okay. Well, then my question is, if I do this... Come on, do the thing. Do the thing. I want to do this without making an attack, if I can. So it's the bottom section that says in addition. So instead of just taking the extra speed that first turn without actually making the attack.
So you move like the wind, and you don't provoke any opportunity attacks.
Yes. And
As he enters my... Oh, he's gone.
In addition, the first time you make a weapon attack on your turn before spell ends, you make the roll with advantage, and your speed increases by 30 feet.
Yeah, so the way I read it is the and goes with your weapon attack.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking, is if I can do it without making...
Just punch Curious in the back of the head on the way.
This is important. Just stab me.
So I would say no.
Okay.
Sneak attack.
Well, in that case, I'm not going to do that. And I will... I'll just dash for now.
Okay, and your movement speed is 30?
Yeah, try and close the gap.
Okay. Yeah, you're within 40 feet of it now.
And I will roll a d20.
Thank you. So as you start running and you dash, he has been yelling at his people to start chasing after it, and there are a group of them that don't see you coming because you're a chameleon, and they all sort of step out in your way at the same time. I want you to make either an intimidation charisma check or an athletic strength check to push your way through the group.
Oh god, neither of these is good. No dipping and dodging with...
Nope.
Damn it. Okay, well, I'll try athletics.
So you come rushing up and you just sort of try and get them out of the way, and you get into a tangle of them. It slows you down a bit. You don't make it as far as you think you should have with that dash. You're about 50 feet from the creature.
Okay.
But you do get past this group of people. Let's see. Next, we've got Marnie, Sonny, and Tyrius. Sonny and Tyrius.
All right.
Who's left? Who wants to go?
Marnie, you want to go?
I can try. I'm dealing with an animal right now. Let's see. Well, Marty wants to try to maybe run as best she can to cut off the animal by moving kind of the way the crow would fly.
So this is a large, broad street, and you don't know the back alleys very well or anything. Your best bet is to literally just run as fast as you can to get to it.
All right, then yeah, she is just going to dash as fast as she can and go for the tail.
Okay, what is your speed?
Her speed, if she rages, I think is 40.
Are you going to rage run?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that is a total.
You're not getting past me, you racist. Because it's a racer.
So that is a total of 80. Roll a d20.
Alrighty. Oh, awesome.
So, as you are running, coming out of one of the buildings, you see what looks like a merchant, and the dinosaur, brushes past him, and he spins around and drops a pouch as he gets up and ducks for cover. If you want, instead of dashing, you can pick the pouch up as your action.
Go! I'll pick the pouch up.
Okay. Roll
Barney and your ADD.
roll 3d10.
Okay.
You get 20 gold.
Oh!
Money, money, make
Good
money,
roll.
money.
Well, wait, can Marty return it? I think that was...
If you,
That was...
if
Too
that's
late.
what-
You're running away, Marnie. You're running away right now.
he is ducked and he is sort of hiding behind a couple of crates.
Just fastball slide it to him.
You can
might
you
kill
can
him.
toss the pouch to him if you want.
yeah, Marty was going to try to do that.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. You can toss the pouch over to him, and he sort of nods and waves at you as you go charging past. You still slow down a bit. You're 100 feet from the creature.
Okay.
Okay. We've got...
I'll
two
go
left.
next.
Baby back ribs.
Sunny follows, shouting, "The chase was on!" As the lumbering beast charged down the city street, Tyrius leapt upon the tattooed back of Dawnflower as she herself transformed into a marvelous dinosaur of her own. That's my inspiration toward Tyrius.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, "Suddenly, the massive beast stopped, its movements wild as it rushed backwards along the street, charging Tyrius like a glorious joust." As I cast Puppet. Oh, wait, hold on. Crap. There's probably a range to this thing.
Probably
Hold on, let's
is.
see how far the range is. Damn you, weird thingy. Alright, Puppet. I did not put the range into it. Shoot. Magic.
I've got it real quick. It has a
100
range of 120 feet.
Yeah!
So if you move first, you can cast Puppet.
Yeah. I was moving as I was running, shouting the inspiration, and then casts Puppet.
Your movement is 30, right?
Yep.
All right. I need you to roll a d20 before I do this.
Okay. Hold on. I wrote everything out. I need to delete it real quick.
Okay. So it is going to make a save. DC 14 con save.
Ah!
And this is awesome because it goes so well with your character. So as you are running and you are narrating and then you cast a spell, a lot of these buildings have rain basins that are there because it rains all the time. And apparently the creature, as it ran past, caused this one to start to tip. And just as you catch up to where this basin is, it tumbles over and spills. I want you to make a dex save.
As I'm running, I'm calling out, I'm pulling out my book, and I'm realizing that the spell I'm casting only affects humanoids, even as it doesn't actually do anything to the thing. I actually am proficient in dexterity, which means 5.
You manage to avoid the basin itself, but the water that is now slicking the cobblestone street catches your boots. And
realizing there's water, I am just immediately huddle around the book.
You slip and fall prone.
Nice. All right.
But the book is okay, right?
The book is fine.
Great turn, guys.
The
Great
creature is
turn.
120 feet from you now.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least is Tyrius.
Now, how far away is the creature when I start my turn?
100 feet.
Fuck. I'm 10 feet off. The only thing I can do is dash.
Okay.
Because I'm 10 feet shy to cast my spell, so I dash.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Okay. You
You're a
dash.
smart cookie, you mother.
Roll a d20. $14.
I made a
So
big
all this
mistake.
mayhem is going on behind you, but you are laser focused, and you close to within 40 feet of the creature. Now, at the end of the round, the creature you see is looking left and right, and it starts to duck. It turns a little bit, not going as straight, but up a side road. And
And it's gone.
Goddamn ninja
It finds its
dinosaur.
way
A
into the gift
ninjasaurus.
shop. In the gift shop, it blends in with all the other stuffed dinosaur toys, life size.
no, it turns down a side road, and you lose sight of it.
I knew I should.
Well, the side road
I
is
said I was
still
going
like
to do
over
it.
100 feet away, right?
So it is 40 feet from Tyrius, 50 feet from Kostyk, 75 from Delmore, 110 from Dawnflower, 100 from Marnie, 120 from Sunny, 110 from the Deinonychus that's chasing Dawnflower. But it is now the dinosaur's turn,
God damn it.
and now
What is it
it is y'all's turn again.
Okay. I realized that I made a big mistake. I had an animal that was faster than my rideable dinosaur, but, it's my first time turning into an animal, so, mistakes happen. I'm just gonna dash. Is anybody on... I guess it doesn't really help. I was thinking is anybody on my way that I wouldn't necessarily slow them down if I tried to pick them up? I can dash for 80 feet.
Yeah, you could pick up Kostyk, Delmore, or Tyrius.
I feel like... No, Delmore is floating. I don't know how well I can help him.
Delmore is floating. You could not pick up Delmore.
If
you
way
picked
behind.
up Tyrius, you would only get 10 feet further.
Yeah. I do want to help. I think that maybe I could give an extra boost to my chameleon child. So, he's used to this. We've done this before. As I pass, I will, try to slip my dinosaur head between his legs so that I can, pick him up and keep riding.
It's like when Legolas gets on the horse.
Yeah, except
It's like... Go ahead.
make a dex save, Kostyk.
Yeah, I'm good at these.
You've done this before. This is a game that all parents play with their children. Usually when the children are still children, though, and they pretend to be a donkey and ride around the living room with them.
Okay, and I need a d20 from Dawnflower.
Okay. I will get this right and not start a goddamn dinosaur riot. Or not,
Start a riot.
We could just
What is that dinosaur
start a riot.
behind you doing?
Roll a perception check for me, Dawnflower.
Okay, I'm good at those.
Actually, no, I take it back. Kostyk, roll the perception check. You're a dinosaur.
I am a dinosaur.
What do you see with your dinosaur eyes?
So, Kostyk, as she is coming up beside you, you notice someone who looks like one of the workers superficially. He's dressed sort of the same, but just a little out of place. And in the confusion, he runs past you and bumps into you. But you grab his hand and grab back your pouch. Kick him aside just as Dawnflower picks you up.
Do I still get my full dash?
You still get your full dash.
Cool.
Blow a
It's
raspberry
fine if you
at
want
the
to
guy as
jump
we
up,
go.
I just wanted to give you an extra boost.
Okay. So, let's do Koschik now that you're on the dinosaur. Dawnflower. The Dawnflower soar.
Well, the dinosaur?
The dinosaur.
I think I preferred the dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now... And sorry, so that puts us, 40 feet behind?
You are now 30 feet from the last place you saw the thing before it turned down the side road.
Oh, right. And still no sight of it?
Still no sight of it.
Can hear it, though?
With that perception, yeah, you can hear it. It's a big dinosaur.
Yeah. I mean, I know
People
there's
screaming
a lot of
and running out of the
commotion
way.
going on,
And...
Mm-hmm.
Is it running down toward the harbor, the docks?
Seems to be running north.
Oh, okay. Yeah, at least it's not toward the market, right? Maybe? Possibly?
Well,
Toward
people
Orphan
everywhere.
Row.
Orphan
First
Road.
down Puppy Street, across Kitten Row, down Orphan Row.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much for me to do that I can think of other than just sort of sit back.
So she has moved you about 20 feet. Right? You can jump off and run ahead.
Yeah, try to
get
find
closer.
where he's going.
I guess that's true.
And-
Okay.
I'll pick you back up on the way.
All right. Yeah. Sure. Then I'll run forward 30 feet. Because that is that enough to get me kind of around the corner?
It'll get you to the corner.
Still not in sight.
Not in sight.
Gonna make me dash again.
Sorry.
I'm gonna dash again.
Okay. What is your con mod?
2.
Okay. Yeah, you dash again and start running down this side street, and there's an abrupt bend, and all of a sudden you are about 10 feet from the tail of a dinosaur.
Oh, nice.
But roll me a d20.
Oh, yeah. Dino Riot.
It's Dynamite.
That was the same one. Roll again.
It was the same one.
Mm-hmm.
Got him.
I would like you to make an acrobatics check.
Sure, yeah. I'm good at these too. Usually.
So as you're coming around this small corner, you fail to notice a merchant stall, and you tumble through it, falling prone.
As I get up and try and run, I yell at the merchant. Koschik wonders why one would put a stall right here.
You were actually prone at the end of your turn.
Your
Okay,
stall
that's
accosted
fine.
me.
That's fine. That's just flavor.
Cool.
All
who's
right,
up?
Brian.
Oh,
Yes.
you missed it. It should have been quit stalling. God damn.
That's so bad.
Missed opportunities.
Domo.
I go into the air. Now push off. I want to see where a dinosaur is.
Okay. Roll perception.
I'm looking for things tipping over, people running away suddenly. The dinosaur itself.
Uh-huh. So you float up into the air, but unfortunately, you realize you pointed yourself in the wrong direction, and you spend
But
the
that
whole
cloud
turn
kind of
sort
looks
of
like that.
waving your arms, trying to get yourself to spin around the right way.
I'm still next to the building, right? I can just...
Well, you had to float up higher than the building to be able to see over everything.
You make a fair point.
So roll a d20.
How many birds do I get in my face?
None.
All of
I think that was complication enough. You do manage to turn yourself around, but by the end of your turn, you don't have. You spent your whole turn doing that and haven't been able to.
I
quite
used my
figure out
action to
where
turn
this thing
around.
is. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. We have Tyrius, Marnie, and Sony.
Mario though, seeing my husband flying up in the air, I'll shout, "Which way to go?"
And you see him sort of flailing around.
Okay, well, next time, sweetie. And then Marty's gonna just dash around towards that corner that she saw the dinosaur zip around.
Okay.
Well, if there's any way to like hop over any element of the corner, unless it's a very tall building, like it's a wall, she'd like to vault over it.
Okay. And roll a d20. So you run, you do a little parkour over one of these stalls, and luckily you had seen Kostic run into it earlier.
That's when I yell, "Quit stalling."
There you go. Bingo.
All comes back around.
All right.
Man, perfect turn.
Tyrius?
If I run up my 30 feet, I don't make it to the intersection, right?
If you run up your 30 feet, no, you
Doesn't
don't.
make it to the dinosaur.
But if you dash, you will make it up to where the dinosaur is.
Okay. How much?
Oh, by dinosaur,
feet,
I meant me.
Oh, you're
how
behind
much
him.
feet will I have
still
caught up to
behind
it
him?
with remaining?
Oh,
If
sorry.
any.
So, Dawnflower, you are. I take it back. You are. Doing my math. You're 10 feet ahead of him. So, just with his regular movement, he will get ahead of you again.
Okay. That's
Definitely pick me up on Friday or when you pass me, though.
So, if you
Yeah.
dash, you will catch literally right up to it. You'll be able to reach out and touch its hindquarters.
But no extra leftover movement.
No.
Okay. I dash, and I just kind of I like jog in place for 2 steps as I consider like how to handle this Kozjik into a stall situation.
Mm-hmm.
Think of nothing clever and just keep running until I collide with said dinosaur. That's my turn, sir.
I need a d20. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly how it happens. And then we've got Sonny.
I just got back in time. We haven't caught it yet, though, right?
No.
right.
Tyrius has run up and can reach out literally and touch it right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't see that from where you are.
Yeah, I stand up, look around, realize probably everyone's already gone from me.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I do is I run up to the nearest person who looks like they have a head on their shoulders and say, "Where to go and where would it be heading? Where should I head?"
They point up the alley.
No, you didn't understand. Where should I head to head it off?
They point up the alley.
Did you see that glorious, good-looking knight run past? He looks like he had things in control. Bye!
Okay.
Just spreading the good word.
Yeah.
Drop little Tyrius leaflets.
Okay. Are you going to dash?
I'm going to immediately get exhausted. So no, I'm just jogging afterward. I'm going to look for the best, like, if I look up the alley, if I have a chance to. I don't know. I don't know if I have any chance to do anything really.
You can't...
I'm just trying to figure out the best way to, like, go in a direction that might, somewhere first.
So you can get to the alley, but they're up around a little bend in the alley, so you still can't quite see them. You see the bottoms of Kostik's feet where he has tumbled to the ground amidst a market stall.
All right. Instead of heading down the alley, I just head parallel to it. Like, at least I'm going to. I spend my turn just figuring it out.
Cool. And Tyrus.
Huh? What?
Oh no, you took your
Didn't
turn.
he
That's
just go?
everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Out of order.
Yes, dinosaur.
Yep, the dinosaur on its turn is going to run.
What a surprise.
Yeah. As it runs, you see it continue down this alley, and then you see that the alley opens up into a cross street. Just beyond the cross street is the wall. To the north is another gate into the market district. So.
Okay. It's the dinosaur's turn. I will dash again, because I have Constitution like a dinosaur. And this time, Chameleon Child had his chance, and he just bumped into a stall. Mm-hmm. So I will give Tyrus a boost. Let's see if he can hop on, though.
Yeah, this is how bad things happen.
Yeah.
You're about to collide with a steel wall, and I'm about to break a hip.
So actually, you're probably gonna have a dinosaur neck come up in between your legs in a way that you did not expect and probably did not welcome. It might hurt.
I blush furiously.
Make a dex save, Tyrus.
Oh, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. A dexterity saving throw for Tyrus.
Your only weakness.
I would also like Dawnflower to roll her d20.
Okay. There's no chance that I could try to help, or I don't know, pick him up with my teeth, as I see that he's just floundering about and he has no idea how to get on a dinosaur that's running at full speed towards him. I mean,
I did not expect that.
Farlanders just don't know shit.
Mm-hmm. A hadrosaur is a plant eater, and your
but
teeth...
it still has teeth, right?
Well, Tyrus is made of metal.
I can't pull his hair.
Yeah, you're pretty sure you couldn't pick him up with your teeth, and you just sort of shoulder into him. You're not going to fall prone or anything, Tyrus, but you don't get any boost to your movement from Dawnflower.
You just hear...
The thing is, I'm already crouched in a dino mounting position, but it just never happens.
All right. Who's up?
Fast, man.
By the way, Tyrus, you didn't use my inspiration yet, have you?
I have not had cause yet, but I did not forget.
Well, you didn't want to try and head it to this room?
Okay, so totally did forget. Yeah, is it too late?
No, roll it. It's a d6.
I don't know if it's enough, but 5.
That is enough. So we will retcon.
I told you mounted her.
Wait.
Phrasing.
No,
I like the way this sounds.
You've never picked up anyone totally encased in metal before, and you're worried about it. And he's heavy and he's not quite used to riding a dinosaur. You don't actually pick him up into riding position like you did with Kostik, but you do sort of shove him about 10 feet further.
Which I guess is the whole point.
It's really, it's not my fault. Everyone always says, bring protection. Tyrus wears protection. And he gets criticized all session long for it. Tyrus leaves.
It's not the time to leave.
Dawnflower and Tyrus are both now within 30 feet of the dinosaur. As is the Deinonychus, who is following along right
My
behind
fan
Dawnflower.
club, guys. I made a fan.
I say we adopt him either way.
Who would like to go?
Can I float more?
You can.
Go higher!
Start taking deep
25
breaths.
feet higher.
Okay. You can see clearly now where the dinosaur is and your friends.
Are other people still looking? Like the people who worked there?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
anybody
and-
looking for the dinosaur?
And they're chasing, but they're not as fast as your friends.
I would like to. How far away is everybody?
Quite a ways from you. I stopped doing your math when you started floating.
I just want to make a big arrow in the sky with minor illusion, 30 feet from me, pointing towards the dinosaur.
Sure, you
Just
can
to
do
let
that.
all the
Perfect.
workers know where it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you want me to roll a d20?
No, you were pretty much out of the way of everything that could happen to you.
Man, I'm still waiting for those seagulls or flying snakes. What do they have here?
Flying snakes.
Oh God.
Okay.
Do they have legs too? Never mind. Carry on.
All the snakes have more appendages than God intended for them to have. This place is hell.
So we've got Tyrius, Koschik, Marnie, and Sony.
I mean, I guess I'll stand up using half of my movement.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's how far did it move?
It moved. It is now 45 feet from you.
Oh, what a dick. Well, I'll move my other 15 feet closer to it.
Okay.
I am gonna do something incredibly foolhardy.
I prepared to throw them.
Yay.
I am going to try to lasso it.
Oh, I approve.
I remember this happening to Bolcathos. I
All right.
it's the same one.
Oh no.
I would like you to make a flat dexterity check
Okay.
against the creature's AC. So you didn't get any inspiration earlier, did you?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Darn. You take your rope, which you had already luckily tied into a lasso, twirl it above your head a couple of times, throw, and you are certain it is going to hook the creature. But you've hooked dinosaurs before and you've practiced with Dawnflower, but she doesn't turn into something with 3 horns on her head and a big frill, and you can't quite get the loop to go around any of it, and it sort of falls off to the side.
All right, I'll try again next time, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, and a d20.
And a d20.
Let's see. Maybe just a piano falls on me.
No, nothing happens.
As much as I would
Because
like.
the dinosaurs are all rioting up ahead.
Mm-hmm. All right. Marnie?
Are there any obstacles in front of the dinosaur that I can see?
Only freaked out people who are ducking out of the way and market stalls that don't seem to slow it down in the least.
Okay. Like Marnie's running and like takes out a throwing axe and looks at it, looks forward, and then nods and puts it back in her pack, and then is going to dash again because
Okay.
she's dashing.
Roll a d20. So,
Oh crap!
you, as you're taking out your axe, you fail to notice in front of you a box of gardening tools. You can choose to spend 5 feet of movement to move around, or you can make a check to jump over it.
Oh, I'm totally checking to jump over it.
Okay, roll athletics.
Still
That
raging?
is a good thing.
Yep. No, not raging anymore.
Not raging anymore?
Haven't taken damage for 2 rounds.
Ah,
Or attacked.
I should have just swiped at people. Damn.
Just swipe at them, yelling for the greater good as you go.
Yeah.
But you do quite easily jump over the box of garden tools.
Okay. Whew. It's never a good sign when the DM laughs at your roll.
I was hoping you would roll lower, but I was disappointed.
So the one, we still have to find out what the one does.
No, you found out what the one does.
Wait, which was the one?
The one was
Someone tried to steal
the thief.
from us.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Sony.
All right. I still don't think I'm gonna be able to catch up physically to them. So, looking up and seeing the giant, arrow pointing which direction the thing is going, I'm going to again just continue heading in a parallel direction. I don't have any good skills or anything. Can I do like a nature check to like try to figure out where a beast like that would like be most likely to go?
Yeah.
All right. Not
So-
bad.
It seems to have been spooked or startled by something. It doesn't seem to be thinking or looking for anything.
Mm-hmm. So path of
it's-
least resistance.
Exactly.
All right. I head whichever direction that means I should be heading.
Okay. And-
Do I get to a point where I can see any of my teammates at least?
Not yet.
Okay.
And I think Tyrius.
How far am I from Dinosaur?
30 feet.
All right. That is not enough to mount the creature through a typical means. And dashing could be dangerous. But you know what?
Tyrius is dashing.
My raise no bitch. I would like to dash, and it's half my movement to attempt to mount. Does that
Mm-hmm.
sound copacetic? I imagine that Donosaur is sprinting me up to this creature. I lunge off of it and try to hold on.
Make an athletics check. And what is your con mod?
2. This
So-
is an exhaustion.
Yeah. So that's disadvantage on this. So roll a d20 for me. Okay. You're a little off balance from Dawnflower's push. You run forward, you jump up, and just as you are about to mount this creature, it turns. And so you actually belly flop, bam, on flat ground as the creature zigs when you thought it was going to zag. You can use the rest of your dash movement to stand back up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are still 5 feet from the creature,
Okay.
so you will still be close to it.
Okay. So is this the start of a new round?
This is the start of a new round. The creature is going to move. As it keeps running. So, who would like to go?
I wanted to go last again, but for the sake of expediting, can I just run forward and cast a spell and then give up as I
Yes.
nurse my wounded lungs?
Yep.
I will just run forward and cast command, and I want to shout the word that they were shouting at it to stop.
Excellent. Roll command for me.
Apparently, I've cast several spells today.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. All right. Straight up. DC 13 Wisdom save. As this creature is raging.
All right, I'm going to wait for the dinosaur. All right.
Okay.
The dinosaur, you mean? Alright, let's see what I can do. How far away am I from it?
You are about 70 feet from it.
Oh, that's still far. But I am a beast, and I can dash again.
You are going to start
So
suffering
I will.
exhaustion now.
No, I have 3 constitution bonus.
I believe a
As a
Hadrosaur does not.
Oh, that's right. I take the stats from the dinosaur. God damn it.
Aw. Turn back into a normal person.
Yeah, I think that's actually exactly what I'm gonna do because I'm getting closer and the dinosaur doesn't have much to stop it anyways. So I'm actually gonna, or I could give Tyrius a ride again. Is he far away from me?
He is 60 feet from you, and he's only 10 feet from the dinosaur right now.
He's right next to it. I don't know. Do you need a ride?
I think that my efforts might have been exhausted at this point.
Okay.
Which
Then
shout
I will move my first 40 feet as a dinosaur regularly, and I will turn into a regular person as my action.
Okay.
You
It'll
animorphs
have to be-
all over that road.
Yeah, well, it's gonna have to be next turn, but I have things. I can make it my friend.
Okay.
So what's the distance again?
You are 55 feet from it.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna try the same thing. I will move ahead 30.
Okay.
And try this lasso bit.
Okay.
All right. Here goes. That's a little better.
That is as this time you sight it in, and
When it's turned, it's still slow enough where it can go underneath a little bit. So
Sorry.
okay. So as it turns away from Tyrius, it ducks its head just enough, and you loop the lasso over both of its large horns. Roll an opposed strength check.
Oh god, this is gonna be so bad.
He's got to be all tuckered out by now.
All I'm trying to do is just hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, I bet I can't lose.
Oh no!
It couldn't lose.
Roll a d20. Okay. So you do lasso it, and it's still moving, and you get the feeling that it is much heavier than you,
Yep.
and that you're probably going to get pulled along with it.
Yep.
Okay.
It's kind of the plan.
Okay. I hope you're wearing gloves. You can just say you are.
Yeah, okay.
Fingerless gloves.
All right.
I
Marnie.
float.
Yeah, no more.
That's it.
Okay. Marnie.
Seeing this, am I close to Koshik?
Yes. Yes, you are.
Oh.
Okay. Marnie's gonna run over and try to pick up Koshik.
Throw the man.
So you can pick up Kostik, or you can run over and grab the rope as well. And between
Oh,
the
I want to
two-
do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
Okay. So you run over. I would like you to make a strength check at advantage.
Yes.
Go, Marnie.
Okay. Oh shoot. Okay, I'm gonna roll. How do you put it on for advantage?
So it should be just at the top of your sheet. Hang on.
Oh, yep. I see it.
Right under experience points, yeah.
Cool.
That was with advantage?
No. Roll it again.
Oh. Okay.
That's better.
So that's actually 17. Because I wanted a check, not a proficient check.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, 18.
Sorry.
18. So it rolls
So good.
15.
That's my wife!
As Marnie runs up and starts to pull, and you see its head turn towards her. I need your d20.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Gardening tools.
Nope.
Oh, wait, did you get 6? Yeah, I think we are.
Did I lift with my knees?
Yeah, you did get 6 already, so roll again.
Oh, awesome.
We got 1 already. Give me 1 more. You've got a Deinonychus chasing after you. So we're going to stick with that, though, as the Deinonychus bumps into you. The one that is chasing Dawnflower nearly tramples you down as it is trying to find where this Hadrosaur went. That it all of a sudden now it just sees some weird human there. So I'd like you to roll a dex save to keep your feet. This is not a hard one.
Do you have advantage on dex saves for this?
He doesn't need it.
No, right, Jay.
All right. I think you just get. No, no, but
If you can see it,
You're fine.
danger zone.
Yes.
So even though it bumps into you, you are focused on pulling on this rope, and you start to pull the creature. Let's see, we have Sunny left.
I've traditionally gone now, I think. Okay. Can I head in the direction, just kind of thinking, okay, I've headed parallel to enough. I should head straight toward it now.
Yeah, you can.
Can I get close enough to see everyone?
Unfortunately, no. They have gone well beyond that through these twisting, turning little back alleys. You probably, if you dashed, you could.
I don't want to be exhausted. I got plans today. No, instead, I'm just going to, as I move around, I'm going to continue spreading the word. Dinosaurs on the loose. Don't worry. This brave knight has it under control.
Okay. Roll your d20. Okay, nothing happens. So on its turn, it is going to make...
Did Tyrius go?
Yeah,
Oh, he went first. Yes.
he went first. Yep. It is going to make one more strength check, contested against Marnie with advantage.
Do it.
Okay. This is a strength check. So this is not with the proficiency.
No, just click the strength.
Yep.
Nice. Roll it again for advantage. Okay, 21.
I totally put it on the advantage thing too.
As you two, Kostyuk and Marnie, with this rope, just hand over hand, pulling yourselves closer to the beast, pulling its head down to the ground, manage to subdue it.
Easy, girl. No need to fight.
A few seconds later, handlers show up behind you. They've got a bridle for it and some, it looks like food, some feed, and one of them winks at you and you get the idea that maybe there's some narcotics in the feed to knock it out or make it a little loopy or something. They take it off your hands. Ifan shows up a few minutes later, and the rest of you catch up about this time with the group, and he says, "Well, thank you very much. That was well done. I suppose I can have some little reward for you." And he will give you each 5 gold.
Oh, perfect.
Money.
Well, how about instead of money, well, I mean, we're happy to help, but we have an idea. Our druid friend here does a wonderful dinosaur impression.
No druids in the races.
No druids in the races.
Sunny. It is the way it goes.
Now, what if we just found a dinosaur, wasn't a druid, but no one ever met before, and we entered into races? Don't you think our help here today is worth that?
They inspect the dinosaurs, and
Sunny.
you must go
will
through
not.
the proper inspections and paperwork.
What did you say?
Shoot.
Marnie
Nods.
just
Alright.
says, "We're just glad we were able to be in the right place at the right time."
He nods and bows and says, "As was I." The merchant, Marnie, whose purse you returned, comes up to you, thanking you. He introduces himself. I have his name. Give me a second.
Oh yeah.
I'm coming.
Phrasing.
Just
Are you like flying down?
floating down slowly like a balloon.
Oh, sweetie, hold on.
My legs, they're so short.
He introduces himself. He says, "My name is Mzolu. Thank you for returning this. It is rare to find such honest people. If you ever are interested, I sell pets. Please come and see me. I am happy to perhaps work out some arrangement with you."
Oh, that would just be lovely.
Goddamn, Marnie's just like a superhero today.
And then I catch my husband drops out of the sky.
I just clap her on the shoulder and like, you know,
I have to go straight
That's very
down, so I just like
impressive.
ran there.
I will ask Ethan,
What if you just sold us a dinosaur for maybe a marginal discount? I don't mean to take advantage of your goodwill.
Or rented.
Well, I was thinking, and obviously we would have to confer with them first, but we could help sponsor the difference that the fifth team, right? It was the fifth?
It is. He didn't give you a number.
Okay. Well, the team that is slated to forfeit because they can't afford a dinosaur. We could see if we can cover
It
the
is not
difference.
that they cannot afford a dinosaur, but theirs passed away of old age,
That is terrible.
and they have not yet acquired a new one.
My plan is
Surely
shit.
you would accept somebody to replace them
Well,
for entertainment.
We'll have to speak to them about that, and
Yes.
not this good sir.
But I do hope you find a way into the race, since you are so determined. I shall place a bet on you if you do.
oh shit. I'll ask one of the handlers where we can find. I wrote down Arnak and his Oya, his nanny.
And they will tell you the Thundering Lizard.
Our fate is clearly on our side. You guys ready to go?
Yep.
You guys got
Yeah.
I'd actually like to go to the merchant with the pets. I've always wanted a pet.
Okay. He has an assortment of lizards and small little ferret-like creatures, and a set of very young but ready to be sold flying monkeys.
One more time. Just the last part.
Flying monkey?
Yeah, boy.
Another additional time. Do they have skin flaps or wings?
Are they feathered or furred?
An
Are
excellent
they like
question.
sugar gliders?
Give
Because
me a
monkeys with
second.
wings are going to be too terrifying to purchase.
So
Think about it.
the
Don't
wings
worry.
are furred. No, feathered. Sorry, feathered. The wings are feathered.
We
Let's
can
make
come
a decision.
back to this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he said he would be happy to see you come back to his shop.
Can we just give him like a gold coin to let him in the cage with the flying monkeys and just lock it behind him for an hour? Like, he'll have a blast. You know, like when you go into a puppy pen and the puppies swarm you?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just do that for him.
He's not so keen on that.
Yeah, that's true. He is a bit like a dwarf in a pet store.
You don't want to have the monkeys bond with someone before they've been sold?
Oh, they bond. Adorable.
Sound adorable.
God damn it.
Oh, look at
You're
this.
telling me they sound cuter with demon wings, Austin? Are you?
I was
fucking
thinking
high?
like sugar glider skin flaps, like on the sides.
No, come on, this is
Gliding
adorable.
monkeys.
You have
No,
to
these
have
have
one.
wings, and
That
that
is
is
You have
They
to
are
have
actually
one.
adorable.
so
They are
adorable.
so cute. All right.
Reminds me of Trent's selfies.
How did you hack my phone?
It's that same look of wonder.
Brian, how much are these monkeys?
Childlike bewilderment.
That is an amazing monkey.
He says, well, they are supposed to be sold for 100 gold apiece. But for returning my pouch to me, I will sell it for 85.
I look to the wife for approval. Eh?
Honey, I want one.
Oh, I want one too. I'll cough up the gold.
Okay.
I'll pay for half it too.
Wait, if do they like siblings? Do they come together like
No.
in pods? No, they're not.
No.
Okay, so we're not tearing a family apart.
You're not tearing a family apart.
Fantastic.
And he will offer to throw in your choice of a fez and matching vest or a top hat and bow tie.
A fez?
Oh my god.
We get a fez?
It's got to be the
Fuck
fez,
it.
right?
Top hat. Come, no,
This
you're
is a cool.
classic
Am I
mistake.
like,
So he gives you a little embroidered fez and vest, and gives you some instructions on how to care for and feed your monkey, and offers, if you ever have any questions, please come back, or if you feel like, if the monkey gets sick or anything like that, bring it back and he will help you care for it.
Hun, on the back it's written in Dwarvish.
What?
On the instructions.
I look on the monkey's back.
But he explains it eats mostly food. Fruit.
Fruit,
Mostly fruit.
souls. We found it. We
Well,
found the
that's a weak
soulmonger.
monkey.
Mostly fruit. But that, and that they can be trained, and it is at the proper age to start training.
What
For-
language is the pamphlet written in?
For simple tasks. It's written in common.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
It's so cute.
And I will, after the session, I will make a pet sheet for you.
I give Delmore a massive hug.
Ah!
I couldn't be happier.
Okay.
It is adorable.
So do you now head to the Thundering Lizard?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. The monkey breaks off. We start another chase.
Yeah.
One is
We
enough
were
for
gonna
tonight.
name it.
You have to work on a name for it. I expect something spectacular.
I don't know if I'll ever beat Abraham. I don't know.
Spanky.
I just want to clarify, right?
King's of-
This is Marnie's monkey. You've got to feed it and train it, and don't let it run away.
And never ever feed it after midnight.
What's
Never.
the
promise
dinosaur called? Banana something?
Banana candy.
Banana candy.
Banana candy?
Now, are these things like native to Cholt and Cholt alone? Have we even seen or heard of these things?
You have never seen nor heard of them before.
That's amazing.
So cool.
Have I?
So cool.
You've seen them. They're pretty common.
Yeah. They're adorable.
See, I'm from the north. I'm from the way north, so I've never seen these.
And in fact, Dawnflower, you think that once you master the appropriate form, you could even turn into one.
I am looking forward to the day that my spirit will be able to take the form of this animal. It's so adorable.
So cool looking. The picture is amazing.
All right. You say your thanks to your merchant friend. Anybody remember his name?
Mizolu.
Oh.
Mizulu.
Mizolu.
Thank you very much, Mizolu.
And make your way to the
Spell that correctly.
to the market ward, and from there to the to the Red Bazaar. And it's easy to find the Thundering Lizard. So most buildings in Port Nyanzaru are made of stone, and the first floor has few windows, and what windows they have are very small. And it seems like this is to keep the heat out, but the second floors are generally more open and airy. But you see a one building that seems to be made not of stone, but instead of bamboo and jungle woods, with windows that have shutters that are propped up. They seem to hinge at the top, and at the moment they are propped up to let the air in. The building itself is several stories tall, but it looks open and inviting, and out front is a sign that shows a lizard with a little storm cloud over it. And when you step inside, you can hear the sound coming from this place before you even get there. It is loud, and you hear laughter and talking and people calling for more drinks, even though it is really only early afternoon. And when you step inside, you all of a sudden all the noise stops, and you think for a moment it's because of you, but it's not. As you see, all eyes in the place have turned to a small stage at the back, where a figure has sort of climbed up to the stage. It is a green-skinned creature, and you think at first that it's wearing armor, but then you see that it's got a shell. It's holding in one clawed hand it looks like a very cheaply made clay cup, not even very well fired. Who has a good passive perception?
I think I qualify.
What is it?
I think I qualify
16.
also.
Yeah,
Oh, a 15 for me.
both of you would notice. Most people in this establishment are drinking from regular tankards or mugs. What he's holding looks different, and you only see like one or two other people with this kind of cup. But he climbs up to the stage, and sitting sort of at the back of the stage is a teeny tiny little old gnomish woman. She is brown skinned. She's got her skin is leathery and wrinkled, and you think she must be at least 5,000 years old. She's almost bent double with age, and she seems to be half asleep. But the turtle-like creature climbs up to the stage, and you see he looks like he almost wants to withdraw into his shell, but he takes the little cup and he drinks whatever is the last in it, and he raises it above his head and he smashes it to the ground. And everyone in the place tenses. And he looks out over the crowd and he says, "My name is Quilgok.
Damn it.
I'm here because I'm in competition with my sister." And he stops, and the little gnome lady sort of looks up a second, shakes her head. No. And he sort of slumps a little bit, and he says, "My best friend is an ankylosaurus." And she nods, and the place erupts in cheers. And people run up to the stage and just sort of start patting him on the shell and pull him down. And, somebody puts a different, one of the regular kind of tankards in his hand. And as they're doing this, you're all sort of standing in the door watching this spectacle, trying to figure out what's going on.
He's a racer, no?
No, he's not.
No?
Nope. Dawnflower and Kostyuk, you've never been to this place either. But as you're all standing there sort of watching, there's a loud piercing whistle. And the place quiets down again. And you see that the whistle came from the man standing behind the bar. And he shouts over the crowd at you. He says, "Hey, là-bas. In or out, don't stand in the door."
Oh, sorry.
Very well.
Go in.
We walk to the bar.
Okay.
And close the door behind us. Important.
There's not really a door, it's more of a doorway. He just didn't.
I see that.
Apparently didn't want you blocking traffic.
It's a fire code violation. It's a big deal.
And he sort of motions you over to the bar, and everyone else in the bar sort of goes back to congratulating this turtle person. And he looks at all of you and he says, "It dronje." Right. And he puts 6 of those same little clay cups in front of himself and starts pouring drinks. And looks at all of you and says, "I'm Arnak. How are you?"
This is Sir Tyrius the Brave. He single-handedly stopped
too
the
much
charging.
talking.
Hello. Good.
Good.
Go
And
My
he
name's
keeps
sit
pouring.
down.
Barney. This is my husband, Delmore.
And as you
Hello.
introduce yourselves, he hands you these drinks.
I'll introduce Sunny since she introduced me.
And he'll hand both of you drinks.
I'll give him a nod and say Dawnflower as I pick up the drink.
Okay.
This one is Koscheck. From
And
the old Warrens.
And he'll hand you the drink. And Koscheck and Dawnflower, you recognize this as Tej, which is a local alcoholic beverage. It is made of fermented jungle fruits.
Nice.
Sounds amazing.
Classic.
And he says, just a second. I thought I'd showed this to you guys, but I only had it on my screen. Sorry. He's tall and completely bald-shaven. He has a mustache and a little soul patch. He wears native clothing, but he doesn't look native. But he sounds like he's been there long enough to have acquired a native accent. And he says, "Welcome to the Tundran Lizard. We got one rule for strangers.
Do tell.
You can have one drink." And he sort of nods at those drinks in your hand. He says, "Then you got a choice to make. You get up on that stage and you tell us something about yourself. Or you leave. You don't come back.
Oh.
Because how can we be friends if we don't know anything about you?" But it gotta be true. If Nyan-what don't think it's true, and he sort of gestures at the old gnomish woman who seems to be snoozing on a stool on the stage. If she don't think it's true, then you gotta keep trying, or you gotta get out. Oh, Quilgok over there, he's our new bon ami. Enjoy your drink. And he goes back to serving.
Huh. Well, I don't mind sharing about myself, I suppose.
I forgot about this tradition. It is nice.
I should eat before drinking this, or I will be face down in a booth in 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, do not touch that drink.
Hearing this,
been
he'll
down that
come
road.
back and he'll say, "That's fine. You can have food too. We don't have a big menu here, not like over at the House of Repose. All we got is one thing a day, whatever's in the pot. Today we got sauce piquant."
That sounds delicious. How much?
That's 2 silver.
I'll buy everyone something.
Okay. He will dish out from this big pot on a stove just behind him. Enough for everybody. And some crumbly bread to go with it. It's a thick, spicy stew.
Well, crumbly bread probably makes that amazing.
Now, Arnak, how
Sounds
truthful?
fantastic.
How truthful do these things need to be? Not in the sense of whether or not they are true, but whether like they're important or if they're meaningful. I mean, obviously, I can say, "Hi, my name is Sunny," and that'll be a truthful thing.
Well, it's up to Nyan-what. But, what would you tell somebody you want to be friends with?
That I want to be friends with them.
What would you tell somebody about yourself?
That's also kind of... Never mind. All right. I'll think on it.
Sure. Take your time. No hurry. And he will even, show you to a table. You notice that everyone in there is very friendly and, is chatting. People move from table to table to talk to each other. Even people who don't seem like they would normally be friendly with one another. But none of them approach your table.
Marnie doesn't like feeling like she's on the outside, like, at all. So she's going to go up and share.
Okay. As you step up to the stage, you pass Arnak, and he says, finish your drink, smash it to the ground, and say something about yourself. And you realize that these cheap little cups that he's given you are made specifically so that they can be smashed and not cost him a lot of money.
Drink it first and smash it, or
finish
say
the drink.
Thing. Finish the drink. Okay.
Smash the cup.
Smash it.
Then,
eat the shards.
No. Finish the drink, smash the cup, then say something.
Okay. All right. Well, Marnie will walk up, getting on the stage easily. She'll take the drink and kind of like a shot, just down it quick and kind of throw it over her shoulder. Then she'll say, well, I guess here, as well as where I'm from, I would be known as maybe a princess of sorts. I don't know if it depends on which number in the lineup you are, if you're still a princess, if you're in the middle or the end. But I was a princess and might have been betrothed to a person, and then I ran off.
I immediately grabbed Delmore.
You didn't tell me you were a prince.
I kicked that motherfucker's ass!
I believe it completely. What happened?
His ass met contact with my foot. This is really good. I really like this.
Delmore should be saving this story for the stage.
The little tiny gnomish woman behind you, Marnie, sort of looks up a little bit. Her eyes are squinty. You can tell she's incredibly nearsighted. She probably can't even see you very well. But she gives you a tiny little nod and then goes back to her little nap. And the crowd erupts and cheers and comes up and they start patting you on the back. And
Well done, sister.
Yay! Oh, it's just so, you are all just so lovely. Wipes away a tear.
Quilgok, the turtle person who had just done the same thing, comes over to you with the drink and hands it to you. And he says, that was so good.
Well, thank you.
So Tyrius will grab his drink and make his way to the stage. And when he gets up there, he will pound it, smash it, discard the remains, and he will say,
I'm not sure if I'm using the word for this right either, but I'm also a princess.
And I'll kind of wait.
At least, that's what a man that took me under his tutelage used to call me. Mockingly, embarrassingly. A man named Anthar. I don't know if I'll ever be as good as he was, but I'm damn sure trying. And that's why I'm here in this city. To try.
She looks up at you and gives you a tiny little wink and nods, and the crowd again goes wild. You think they would get tired of this, but they don't seem to. And a couple of them come up and they start to lift you down from the stage and realize what you're wearing, and they're just like, here's a drink.
Yeah, I'll join the rest of them.
Right. Well, we can't let these Farlanders show us.
Yes,
the
you can.
grandfather.
I'm gonna go to the stage.
Very well, then. The guest stuff. I'll help him up.
I would like you to make a dexterity save, Delmore.
Me or him? Oh.
Somebody hold my beard.
As you approach
Can
the
I try to catch
stage,
him?
your foot catches on the stairs, and you go face first onto the stage. And a couple of seconds later, the rest of you just hear snoring,
Yeah, no, I definitely go to sleep.
and you see the little old gnome lady look back at the bartender and give a little nod.
The crowd cheer.
The crowd cheers quietly-ish, but a few of them go up and pick him up and take him back and sort of set him down in a booth.
It's like 2 snores and a fart. In that order.
He has had a big day. We're running
The
around.
monkey emulates
everywhere.
every action.
All right. Well, Darkflower will go. She'll go up to the stage, and instead of slamming down the drink, she'll just lift it to her lips, lift one finger as to just tell people to wait, and sip it down relatively slowly until she's done, and then smash it to the ground.
Okay.
And then she will say, well, as for myself, I am a shepherd for the island of Shoot, and I intend to see through what is happening on this island, to restore order to it. As so far as for myself, well, fun fact, I have 5 mates at the moment. One of them, I have no idea where she is. And I'll shrug.
The little old lady sort of looks up at you, raises one eyebrow, gives you a little half nod, and the crowd cheers and come and help you down from the stage. And on your way down, you get a couple of other offers. Need any more mates? It's 5 enough. You want 6?
I have promised myself that I would not marry again until I get to know the person better.
Okay.
Awesome.
Gosh.
We're missing Koschik and Sunny.
Yeah, I'll go up. And I'll I guess slamming the cup down is what people do.
You finish your drink and then you smash the cup into a million pieces on the stage.
Okay, yeah. And this one is Koschik. Koschik is not a princess. This one is a child of Chult, a child of Port Nyanzuru, and a child of the Valley of Dread. But Koschik is also a child of Dawnflower, the one who has protected him since he was young. And I'll sort of eye the broken cup on the stage and say, Koschik has also never been drunk before.
The little gnome lady looks up at you and shakes her head no.
Marnie has a look of absolute shock on her face.
Talk about your first kiss.
Which part wasn't true?
Koschik just shrugs.
And you hear Arnak say from behind the bar, well, you talk about when and who else, but you not tell us anything about you.
Koschik is a hunter.
She
Doesn't need your validation.
doesn't even shake her head no. She just keeps staring at you as if, and?
Marty's making that like hand gesture, like, come on.
You can do it, child.
Koshik is a good hunter.
So I'm going to let you roll persuasion at disadvantage.
Sure. Where is... Okay. Oh, no, I hit the wrong button. That was perception, not persuasion.
16 and 18.
You are aware of everybody disappointed.
Would you like me to reroll or use those numbers? They would be -1.
-1. Wow. So none of the rest of you have heard this little old gnomish woman speak. You've barely seen her move. It's hard to tell that she's even alive. But when he says, this one is a good hunter, she falls off her stool laughing, giggling, kicking her little feet, beating her little tiny ancient arthritic hands against the stage in just a giggle fit. The bar erupts. You thought it was loud before, but the one or two of the shutters that are propped up with sticks around just sort of slam closed just from the noise of the crowd going crazy because they've never seen Nanny Oya react like this before. And she gets up and she wipes a little tear, and you see there's even like some snot running down her nose. She was laughing so hard. And she walks over to Koschik, and she barely comes up to his knee, and she gives him a little hug, and then she goes back and sits on her stool. And yeah, the crowd starts pulling you down, and drinks are getting shoved into your hands, and you know, some of them are like, "Never been drunk before. We will fix this. Oh, this will be the best one for you ever."
Are you feeling alright?
Never better.
Good, good. I'll bring him another drink.
Oh no, God, no! It'll kill him.
Really?
Get him a sandwich or something with meat.
Very well. A sandwich, please. Do they serve that? Yeah.
Arnak will take some of the crumbly bread and like slice it in half and take some of the stew and pour on one of the halves and put another half on top and hand it to you.
That's why it's so fantastic. It can do everything.
I've never had a soup sandwich.
Oh, eat this, sweetie. This will get you bright as rain. Don't worry.
First you put the sandwich in the soup, then you put the soup in the mead.
Fell asleep again.
Okay, Sonny.
Yeah, very well. All right. I walk up timidly to the stage and do the little ritual with the cup.
Mm-hmm.
So I drink it and then smash it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I drink it and put it under, a boot and stamp down on it.
And now you're married.
Mazel tov.
The little gnome has 300 mates.
That's why she gets so much respect.
Hi, my name is Sunny. I'm going to write a novel to inspire generations of heroes. Turn around and look at the girl.
The ancient withered gnome woman.
Yes.
Girl at heart, Brian.
She shakes
Clearly,
her head no.
Koshik
Talk
yells,
about your first kiss.
Koshik yells, "Tell them you are a good novelist."
I had a wonderful childhood that others would find horrifying.
Okay, I'll let you roll persuasion at disadvantage.
Can I roll deception instead?
Yes, also at disadvantage.
Am I already rolling 2 here? Ooh. Yeah, it's not good.
Oh wow.
Ouch.
So she looks at you,
It's not even
raises.
at disadvantage.
Yeah,
That's
raises. It doesn't matter. Raises
Yeah.
both eyebrows
Mhm.
and nods. The rest of the bar erupts again, not quite as loud as for Kostyk, but in approval. And they bring you down and start pressing drinks into your hands. I would like you to roll insight.
Mm, rolling a
No?
lot of 21s.
Yeah, so you know that she was not fooled,
Mm-hmm.
but that whatever test this is, you passed.
Weird. Good to get that through, though. All right.
So all of you are welcomed in. You all are surrounded by people who are talking to you. They disperse a little bit. They let you go back to your table, and every now and then somebody will come by and introduce themselves. And it's a very open and friendly place. Arnak brings another round of drinks. This one with in regular tankards for all of you. He asks how you like the sauce piquante.
It's fantastic.
I usually prefer the size
Absolutely
pecan.
delicious. I'm full
Just-
of pick.
Very good.
So you looking for rooms or something?
Mm-hmm. Rooms, guides to the city and beyond, many things.
Okay. Well, we got rooms. And he points to the little turtle guy, and he says, he's a guide over there. And then he points to a gnome. I'm sorry, not a gnome. A dwarf who had introduced himself. This dwarf is old and scarred and missing an arm. He introduced himself as Hugh, Hew, Hugh. And he says, that one's a guide too, and so's the other one. And you see a dwarf who looks like an albino. But that's Musharib. He had not introduced himself to you yet. He seemed to be watching the whole thing, and he cheered along with everybody else, but he seemed to be just sort of a little standoffish.
Does he look blind?
No.
Okay.
And he said, and then those two yahoos, I don't see them right now. They'll be back. They guides too. Ferrul and Gondolo.
Now, the turtle was new because he was the one who gave a speech. I mean, he told the truth. That's the new thing, right? Unless you have to do that every time you come in the bar.
Oh, just the first time. Now we friends.
Okay.
We all bon ami.
All right. Well, what about the other two? What do you know about them?
You can ask them yourself. They're your friends too now.
Very well.
So I will ask if Nanny Oya is acceptable with a little bit of conversation that would involve business of some kind, or if this is like an off-limits place for that.
So he looks up at the little old gnome lady on the stage and says, oh, she's going back to her nap. You can talk with me.
and I will relay my condolences for. This is Arnak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will relay my condolences. I heard that you recently lost your racing dinosaur, and
He
I do
says, I'm going to
apologize for that.
stop you right there.
Oh,
We got 2 more rules for our friends, which you knew. And, well, I'm going to let it slide once. He says, but don't go mentioning Jungle Princess. She was the sweetest. And we ain't got past her. Rule 2.
Mhm.
You mentioned the death curse you buy around for the house.
Well, I will make a pause for a moment, and then I'll say, then let's talk about the future.
Oh, I like the future. The future is bright.
I imagine it would be. And I imagine that a big spectacle is to happen tomorrow with the races. And I was hoping that you might be interested in taking a gamble on your new friends and helping us find our way into the saddle of one of those.
Oh, I might. So, I'll give you a little history. See what you think. And he pulls up a chair at your table, sits down. He says, "So you heard of Kaya? She owned a house of repose."
I will nod and say, yeah, I've heard of her. She owns the House of Repos.
Yeah, so we have a friendly wager. We both have teams in the races. Whoever comes in better, not who wins, just who beats the other team. Well, if her team wins, her bouncers, because she don't have no friends, her bouncers get to come down here and drink for free for a day. We win. My friends and I get to go up to the House of Repose and drink for a day.
Who's your writer?
I don't fancy them bouncers coming down here and drinking.
It would be nice to set my friends up with a fun day of drinking.
Oh, it would. So, the reason we ain't put another dinosaur in the race aside from grief
Unmentionables.
is they expensive.
I have admittedly not a lot of coin, but I might be able to share some of that burden with you.
Well, I tell you what. I got an idea. Tweak
Oh God,
Kaya's
can we have
nose.
another soup sandwich over here?
Oh, yeah. And he gets up a second. And
Is
he
it like
goes,
a... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Is it like, you know, like a fast diner where they're like, soup sandwich on 3, soup sandwich?
He seems to be the only one working right now. And he goes and he makes another soup sandwich and hands it over.
This is going on the permanent menu.
One soup, one sandwich.
He says, "Oh, we're gonna have beans tomorrow. They're on the soak right now." He sits down again though, and he goes, "I got an idea to tweak Kaya's nose a little bit and get a dinosaur in the race."
I am eagerly listening to every word.
Well, you see, she having a fella in tonight for a symposium. She's charging through the nose for it, and she's gonna pay him.
Well, what do you say? Me and some of the boys go and distract this fellow with some friendly company. No harm done. One of y'all impersonate him. I know she never met him. He's from out of town like you. You impersonate him, you get the money. It'll be more than enough to pay for a dinosaur. All you got to do is, I don't know, talk about some nonsense for a couple hours. Entertain a bunch of mucky mucks. Hell,
And this is a, and she knows it's going to be a man.
yeah, he's pretty famous.
No. Pretty famous.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But, you know, I figure you can do it. Nobody ever
he's-
met him before. His
He's
ship's-
not renowned to be girlish at all. Then, damn it.
No.
Hmm.
You think Interius won't work then?
He
Sorry, I'll connect
laughs.
the sandwich.
He says, he just might. What do you say? Take some
Falls out of his fucking chair.
Take some inspiration. And sober up.
Starts talking about Snake Man quick.
Flying monkeys in my nightmares.
What do you say? I tell you what, if it don't work and you don't get arrested, I think we can even scrape up some money for some kind of ride. But you get a better one with what you could get from Kaya.
Tyrius smiles at the joke there, and will say,
Well, anything for the greater good.
We got a deal.
I will look to my companions.
Does sound like a valid idea.
This is straight up, morally black. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, is anybody?
He says, no, it's just a prank.
No harm done.
I mean, this
Now,
fella
Arnett.
coming in, he got more money than he know what to do with. And Kaya ain't gonna miss it. She just get a little embarrassed for not knowing who's who.
So I look to my friend. So this is clearly morally black. Is anybody bothered by this?
I think
I don't know what's going on. Go for it.
I'm concerned about you doing it is all. We don't want to stain your reputation.
No. The only thing people like more than the handsome knight is the handsome rogue.
Maybe want to
I would
have
be
one
the
of
rogue.
those.
Yeah, I think we all got
Oh.
that.
No, I didn't. Arnak, real quick question. Who's their writer?
They rider?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a little froggy fella.
Froggy
And-
fella?
Yeah, his name Lepad.
The pad.
We just call him Frogger. He
And
dies
he-
3 times a week.
He drinks at the repose as well, or
Oh
where he be
no,
found?
especially not tonight. They keep him safe.
Safe.
I helped him
Ah.
cross the road
Well,
earlier.
we played pranks before.
Ah.
Don't worry, they prank us too. It goes around, it comes around.
Sorry, go ahead. There's a question I wanted to ask besides who our writer was.
Well,
Oh,
I
what
just want to
event?
ask
Sorry, go ahead.
one more question. Do you know anything about Baka? He rides Nasty Boy.
Yeah, I know about Baka. He ride nasty boy. He probably be up at the Temple of Sune. Boy, I like
Temple of
his
Sune.
baths.
Oh, all right. Do you know? Well, how do I try this? I have a plan. Do you have any idea what his preferences are in taste of alcohol and or women?
Well, his taste in women runs to men.
Oh,
But
full of dead ends tonight.
that's all right. Why don't you get up and walk around a little bit? It'll come back.
I'm willing to give for the team. I'm not willing to take for the team.
Too sad. Delicious.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, what about drink?
Well, most everybody drink Tej. I hear he got an acquired taste for those fancy wines out of Neverwinter.
All right. Where can I find wines from Neverwinter? Where can I go buy one right now?
You can buy one from Kai's.
Oh, he's selling hard.
Well, thank you for the information.
You're welcome. You know who else sells them? Is anybody working for Quayote. Up in the marketplace, you could probably find some.
Mm-hmm. It's almost always cheaper to buy from a market than it is from a bar.
Yeah, but with the pirate problems we had lately, getting shipments in from that far away is tough.
Oh.
What event would this new dinosaur be competing in?
Well, there's only 3. There's 2-legged, 4-legged, and unchained. So I guess it depends on what kind of dinosaur you buy.
And what's your rider like?
Well, he looks up at Nanny Oya and he goes, "She's napping right now." But if one of y'all wants to ride, if it's your dinosaur.
Well, if it's unchained, Tyrius seems like the guy.
I mean, you can run him more
seems
than one,
dangerous.
but they get tired out.
Well, I like this plan. I'm okay with it.
All right.
My alignment is very gray.
If you are all good with it, are you? Are we going to do this?
I'm waiting for any objections, yeah.
I just want to know real quick, what are we talking about?
They will catch you up.
All right. I just will need more description on this person coming in. History, you know, how I can sell
Real
him
quick,
as
the
we have an
name.
issue before.
the name.
You're going to let Tyrius give a symposium?
Oh, it should be easy. This guy, you know, he don't really know his stuff. So you just get up there, and as long as you keep talking, they think
right,
you know what
Tyrius.
you're talking about.
Talk about fate.
No. Animals. This guy talk about animals.
I love animals.
There we go. See, we got the perfect guy. He whistles really loud, you know, with the 2 fingers in the sides of his mouth, and the bar shuts up, and he goes, "Fellas, shenanigans." And you see like 8 people dart out the doors.
They grab their go bags like this is a well-rehearsed thing.
Yep. And he turns to all of you and he says, "All right, the fellow you be impersonating, his name is Volothamp Gedarm." And that is where we're going to end tonight.
Yes! Yes!
That's amazing.
That's
Tony spends the
great.
next week brushing up on all the comments in Volo's Guide to Monsters.
My name is Tito, and welcome to Lore You Should Know.